It's 6 o'clock. I'm Simon Oxley. The headlines: Bedfordshire GP still practising despite assault allegations. Police confirm suspect device in Watford was not viable. An inquest opens today into death of man in Luton police custody.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
A GP from Bedfordshire is still being allowed to practice even though he's been accused of nearly 40 indecent assaults against 24 female patients. More from Tony Fisher.
The Larksfield surgery in Stotfold, where Dr Robert Lewis continues to see patients, says he's not suspended and is working to NHS England and GMC conditions. The 49-year-old from Shefford pleaded not guilty at Luton Crown Court to 20 allegations after earlier denying a further 17 charges. The allegations were first made to police in 2013.
A man who was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday remains in custody. Hertfordshire police say a device which was destroyed in a controlled explosion was not viable. More from Lee Agnew.
In photographs taken of the man being arrested, he appears to be white and was wearing a burqa. Hertfordshire police say that when he was arrested, he was carrying 2 rucksacks containing children's books. Police cordoned off Watford High Street and the Ring Road, while the suspicious device, which was found in Market Street, was blown up by the army.
An inquest will open today into the death of a man at Luton Police Station last weekend. 25-year-old Istiak Yousaf had been arrested on suspicion of domestic violence. The Independent Police Complaints Commission has been informed. The 21-year-old white man suspected of shooting dead 9 people at an African-American church in South Carolina has been returned to Charleston after his arrest 200 miles away. President Obama has called for a shift in public attitudes to gun violence. The Democratic presidential candidate, Hillary Clinton, said the United States had difficult questions to answer.
In the days ahead, we will once again ask what led to this terrible tragedy and where we, as a nation, need to go. In order to make sense of it, we have to be honest. We have to face hard truths about race, violence, guns, and division.
2 women have been robbed at gunpoint by men who used a ladder to climb onto the roof of their house in Gerrards Cross and get in through an upstairs window. The women were forced to hand over jewellery and cash in the early hours of yesterday morning in Duke's Kiln Drive. Police have described it as a shocking crime and have put on extra patrols in the area. Luton North MP Kelvin Hopkins and Wickham Steve Baker are among MPs from 3 parties who have formed a group which hopes to set up an official out campaign in the European Union referendum. The group includes former Conservative Cabinet Minister Owen Paterson and UKIP's only MP Douglas Carswell. In sport, Rory McIlroy is 7 shots behind the leaders after the first round of the US Open. McIlroy carded a 2-over par 72 on Watford to host Europa League winners Sevilla in their final pre-season game before the start of the Premier League campaign. The weather mostly cloudy with the chance of a shower, feeling cooler than yesterday, a maximum temperature 17 degrees Celsius. And you can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
Thank you, Simon. Just do a little bit of microphone repairage, guys. Don't panic. I always carry some chewing gum with me. A little bit of spittle, wallop. So, never heard that before. Morning, Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. We've just had a delivery of fresh vibe this morning. How's your vibe, Kath?
Buzzing.
How's your vibe, Kels? Oh, they still won't let her have a microphone. Hey, have that green microphone. Sit there and just say, come on, guys. Everyone's missing your voice.
What?
Okay, that was an anticlimactic. I'm sorry. That was anticlimactic by this morning. Apparently, it's the happiest day of the year. Is it, Flip? I had the worst anxiety dream of my life. I got the sack not only from the other job, but from this job. The one where the suckers haven't worked out, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. We're going to send Justin out on that. Also, we need more fake clips. If you want to phone up and do a classic clip, what I done lost, 03459 455 555.
across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
You can also, guys, make up your own clips. If you just want to say a funny, oh man, and my legs hurt. I don't know, whatever. Just whatever you want to do, we'll do it. We'll clip it, we'll record it, we'll fake it. This is what the BBC used to be like until we got scrutinised. And the boss of the BBC, I don't know who is the big boss?
Tony.
Is Tony Hall the big boss?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's in the papers today saying, up yours, Delors. He's basically flicking the middle finger to everyone saying, leave us alone.
Fair enough.
Well done, Tony.
It's about time, isn't it?
It's about time we grew our cojones back. The boss of the BBC is there going, yeah, you want, son? I'm a player. So, yeah, we're going to fake clips this morning. 03459 455 555. Now, we play records on a Friday. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if does this work if I do that? No, I've actually got to turn it on. So this one doesn't start with the... it might do.
But then again, they didn't want us to have one at all, did they?
No, they did. Well, so let's just see what... Hang on. Here we go. Vibe.
There you sit, all by yourself, baby. Everybody's dancing. You know they cannot help themselves. Oh yeah, the music's much too strong. Yeah, you cannot hold out long. All right, so get on up, baby. You know you gotta. Oh yeah. You better get on up and get the groove. You know what, baby? You know I like the way you move. Music's much too strong, yeah. You gotta hold out long, baby. So get on up, everybody. You know you gotta. Oh, you gotta. Hey! Home. All right. So get on up. Hey, you know you got it. Oh, yeah. You know you got it. Oh, baby, you know you got it. You know you got it. Oh, yeah. You know.
I don't know who's singing it. Is it important?
It is to Kelly because she's putting it on the internet.
Okay, well in that case I have to.
Yeah.
I have to have a little.
It's good though, isn't it? I like that one.
I like that one. That was a 99p charity rescue from yesterday, and it is. It doesn't say.
Oh.
You'd have to Shazam it. It might be Wilson Pickett. It's written by Wilson Pickett.
Let them have it.
Yeah, let Pickett have it.
They've done
Pick
enough
it,
work.
roll it, flick it.
Now, that was 99p well spent. I spent the most expensive 99p of my life in that shop yesterday.
Yeah, man.
A different shop,
Nina
actually.
and Frederick. What were you thinking? I could have told you those guys sucked.
I like the cover. They're a couple of cheese balls, and sometimes that pays off.
Look at these records. I got these records here. These are 10p each, these albums. 10p each. And we've got Superbad, Cat Stevens' Greatest Hits, Little Richard. We've got Lulu's Greatest Hits. But look what we... Oh, where's... here it is. Oh, the Happy Hammond of Ina Burger.
Oh, and it is happy.
Eating
a burger.
Eating a burger.
Eating a burger.
Eating a burger. Steady. There we go. I mean, listen to this. This is 10p. I mean, this is...
It's 10p you'll never get back.
Eating a burger. Oh, it's the end of the song. Oh, no, it's not. It's the beginning. Ina Berger is one of 4 musical sisters, Celeste, Beatrice and Florence de Jong,
This is Guantanamera.
the latter well known as an organist. Ina was a church organist at the age of 12 and at 14 was earning her living as a cinema organist at West End and provincial cinemas. Her career includes many highlights, such as command performances at Balmoral Castle and 5 years at the Tower Ballroom during the war. Also visits abroad to Copenhagen, North Africa, South Africa, Rhodesia and New York several times whilst playing on the Queen Mary. Wowzers, that's Ina Berger there, looking sexy as she fiddles with an organ. We'll have more of her throughout the morning, won't we, guys? 03459 455 555 is the telephone number, please. Now, a GP from Bedfordshire is still allowed to practice even though he's been accused of nearly 40 indecent assaults against 24 female patients. The Larksfield surgery in Stotfold, where Dr. Robert Lewis continues to see his patients, says he is not suspended and is working to NHS England and GMC conditions. Well, the 49-year-old from Shefford pleaded not guilty at Luton Crown Court to 20 allegations after earlier denying a further 17 charges. The allegations were first made to police in 2013. Our reporter Tony Fisher spoke to patients outside the surgery.
Got a statement saying that he's still working here, even though there's allegations of indecent assault. Do you think that's right?
No, I don't think so. He's been all right with me, so when I've seen him, he's been all right. Yeah, the few times that I've seen him, yeah.
Thought he would have been kept away from work until it had all been sorted. It sounds a bit bad, I suppose, because he's not actually been found guilty of anything, has he? So that's not probably being fair, but it just makes me feel uneasy.
What do you think? Do most of your people that you know who maybe go there, what do they think?
Most people I speak to, family and friends, they say the same thing. It just seems strange that he's still working and with the allegations that are going on. I feel he should be suspended until it's sorted.
Well, if it's gone that far, then no, I think he should be suspended pending further inquiries, really.
03459 08 0345 Bum! 10 pence this record cost me. 10 flipping pence. Yeah, let's have it, Lou. Lou.
Don't have a lot, but with me that's fine. Whatever I got, well, I know it's mine. I don't go around with a local crowd. I don't take what's in, so I guess I'm out. I'm saying these things so you know me, baby. So you understand what I'm all about. The boat that I row won't cross the ocean. The boat that I row won't get me there soon. But I got the love if you got the notion. The boat that I row, pick it up to you. There ain't a man alive can tell me what to say. I choose my own side and I like it that way. I don't worry about all the things I've done. There's only one thing I want I ain't got. You know that I'm thinking about you, baby. But you better know before you come along. The boat that I row won't cross the ocean. The boat that I row won't get me there soon. But I got the love if you got the motion. The boat that I row, pick it up to me and you. I'm saying these things so you know me, baby. So you understand what I'm all about. The boat that I row won't cross the ocean. The boat that I row won't get me there soon. But I got the love if you got the notion. The boat that I row, pick it up to me and you. The boat that I row won't cross the ocean. The boat
She's such a naughty lady. So naughty! Lulu! Morning, guys. Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. Let's try again, shall we? 03459 455 555. Thanks, guys.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's still quiet this morning, but in Bishop Stortford on the A120 Bishop Stortford bypass between the M11 Junction 8 for the Birchanger services and Stansted Road, there's temporary traffic lights there which could cause some queues when it starts to get busier. The A404 in Coleshill has electricity works going on at Wilden Lane, so that could get busy too. And in High Wycombe on the A404 at Wordsworth Road, there's roadworks going on there as well, so that could cause some delays later on. But it's looking quiet so far this morning and no problems are showing up on the train departure boards. Samantha Brough, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. Morning, Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. These are your headlines at 6:16. A GP from Bedfordshire is still being allowed to practice even though he's been accused of nearly 40 indecent assaults against 24 female patients. A man who was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday remains in custody. Hertfordshire police say a device which was destroyed in a controlled explosion was not viable. And an inquest will open today into the death of a man at Luton Police Station last weekend.
Don't forget, we've now changed our phone number.
Hello, thanks for calling.
From now on, to get in touch and have your say, you'll have to dial 03459 455 555. So make sure you save it to your phone so you can chat to Iain, share your opinion on the big phone in.
I was scared. Well, I was robbed twice, one at gunpoint.
Chat to my experts or talk to any of our shows.
Hello, thanks for calling BBC Three Counties Radio.
So remember, from now on, you'll have to dial 03459 455 555 to stay in touch with all of us here at BBC Three Counties Radio.
Now I've been happy lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, I've been smiling lately, dreaming about the world as one, and I believe it could be someday it's going to come. 'Cause out on the edge of darkness there rides the peace train. Oh, peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Now I've been smiling lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, peace train sounding louder, ride on the peace train. Ooh, ooh. Come on, the peace train. Yes, peace train, holy roller. Everyone jump on the peace train. Come on, the peace train. Get your bags together. Go bring your good friends too. 'Cause it's getting nearer. It soon will be with you. Come and join the living. It's not so far from you. And it's getting nearer. Soon it will all be true. Oh, peace train sounding louder. Ride on the peace train. Come on, the peace train. Peace train. Now I've been crying lately, thinking about the world as it is. Why must we go on hating? Why can't we live in bliss? 'Cause out on the edge of darkness there rides a peace train. Oh, peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Oh, peace train sounding louder, ride on the peace train. Come on, the peace train. Yes, peace train, holy roller. Everyone jump on the peace train. Ooh. to be straight.
Cat Stevens. Come on, before he went weird. My mum's description, although the cover of this album, where have I put it? I mean, that's a Pakistani flag, isn't it? Is that some kind of? Oh, hey, there we go. That's some kind of.
I don't think it's a Pakistani one, but
Okay, here's the question I want to ask. Can I ask this question?
hang on, right? That's the trick question.
No.
The question you want to ask is, can you ask this question? That's like saying, I want
All
three
right.
wishes, and the first one is, I want more wishes.
Well, it's a question that's going to sound really ham-fisted.
Go on then.
And might sound offensive. I don't mean it to be offensive, but that doesn't necessarily negate the fact that,
Say it.
I can't phrase... I'm trying to phrase it in a way... OK, so Cat Stevens, he's half Greek...
Yeah.
Half Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
How come now he looks Pakistani?
And
you know what I'm saying? You understand, because in the
way he's styling himself.
Is it just that? Because in the 70s, he looked full on like a Greeky lion, didn't he? Like a big Greek lion of love and passion. He's a very naughty man, Cat Stevens.
Is he? He's not anymore.
No, he's not anymore. Did some very, very naughty things in his time. Drugs and alcohol and love. And he was a big Greeky lion. And now he does it. Now he looks like a Pakistani gentleman. And I just wondered, I mean, is it just the glasses? Can anyone grow a beard like that? Do you know what I mean? And I'm not. It sounds like I'm being slightly flippant, but
Is what you're saying that he's turning into Citizen Khan?
He's turning Japanese. I think he's turning Japanese. I really think so. No, in fact, he's not. The opposite. It's just amazing, isn't it? Once he embraced Allah, the Prophet, peace be upon him, his whole look changed. His whole look shifted, and he doesn't look. And I love Cat Stevens. I love Yusuf. I've seen him in concert, and I'm a big fan. I nearly wrote a book about him, but I was too busy because I got high. But who did that song? Afro Man. Oh, and he's the man that punched the lady on stage, isn't he, Afro Man?
Yeah, really hard.
Anyway, so from Cat Stevens to Afro Man, can you make a leap from one pop star to another in such a short space of time? 03459 455 555.
I thought you were going to leap from that to the Rachel Dolezal.
Oh, she's just brilliant,
case.
Isn't she?
Yeah.
I think she's brilliant. I love her.
Did you see the video where she kind of got busted?
I've seen the video where she's exposing her bust a lot. She loves doing that.
No, there was one where they were asking her, is this your father, this black gentleman? Yeah. And it was a little bit like being hauled in front of the headmaster, and, I mean, the eyes were all over the place. It was excruciating.
There's more going on there.
Of course there is.
There's more going on there. Her, the family set up, from what little I know, this is the woman who...
she's a civil rights activist.
She is the head of a chapter of the National Association for the Advancement of Coloured People. And she's white. And I'm not quite sure. Has she been saying she's black, or has she been saying...
She now says she identifies.
She identifies with black. She looks kind of like a very light-skinned black woman in that she's got darkened her hair.
Do you know who she looks like? Melanie Hill from Big Brother.
That's exactly who she looks like, who I saw in B&Q once.
Did you?
Isn't it funny? It's such a small world. Anyway, so she has got white parents, but she's got adopted black siblings.
Yes.
One of whom she's adopted.
Isn't life complicated,
It is, and it's about to get a whole lot more complicated. Good morning, Dealey.
Good morning, Geezer. How are you on this lovely, happy Friday morning?
Well,
the happiest day of the year.
It's the happiest day of the year. How happy are you?
Do you know what? Feeling good. I'm wearing a very, very tight suit this morning. I've got the quiff going on today. And, the streets are strong again this morning. Yeah, great feeling out here.
The story is that it's the happiest day of the year. Well, if you could get the happy vibe on the street this morning, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, slightly more serious issues. A white man in a burqa was arrested by police in Watford yesterday after a suspicious package caused serious disruption in the town centre. Cars and buses were left abandoned at the bomb squad as the bomb squad deployed a robot to detonate a suspicious package outside a Travelodge. The man remains in custody this morning. Justin, you went to Watford yesterday. What do we know?
Yeah. I mean, the incident itself led to the roads in Watford town centre being blocked to keep traffic out. A number of businesses, they were told to evacuate as well. while whilst they were looking into the suspicious package. Just after 1:30 yesterday afternoon, people reported a sound like a gunshot. 10 minutes later, Hertfordshire Constabulary said a device had been destroyed in a controlled explosion. Obviously, as the morning goes on, we are going to hear more about this, but we do know a man wearing a burqa was arrested and is still in custody, which you had probably seen over the internet in the last 24 hours or so. Police also said the man was carrying 2 rucksacks, one of which was branded with Peppa Pig and the other with a ladybird. Both of those bags contained children's books, so that's what we know. And as you say, I was actually there yesterday evening in Watford. It was a weird atmosphere because obviously with all the roads being blocked, it was gridlock around the town. Most people who would probably normally leave work at about 5:30, well, they couldn't leave the town in their cars, so they decided to go out into the local pubs or to go out into the local restaurants, then leave for home later on. So it was really, really busy, and I spoke to a few people in Watford town centre just after the roads had got back to normal, and here's what happened.
Generally speaking, it was everyone hanging out of windows and trying to see what was going on. I think it was pretty much locked down. People weren't allowed to move around too much. I was only here at the tail end of it because I got back from work. So
now, madam, you're here on Market Street in Watford. You've got a shop and you've got your flat above the shop. The police evacuated you. What time were you told to leave here today?
Around 11:45.
11:45. Yeah. What time were you told you could reopen the shop we're standing in right now and go back to your flat?
Half 7.
At 7:30. So what did you do all day then?
We did our thing. We went around and waiting for their decision.
Adrian, you work in the town here, so in your office, were you allowed out of your office today?
We were allowed out. We're just out of the area where it might have been a problem. We were allowed out of our office, but we couldn't get very far without it becoming a problem. Gridlock around. I normally travel home 2 hours to get home. It would have taken me 2 hours to do a mile for most of the afternoon, so chose not to. And I just think it's a bit of an overkill reaction. Don't know enough detail about it, so we'll wait and see. But I'll try and be objective when I know some more facts about what's gone on, rather than some of the hearsay and gossip that's going on.
Absolutely, but I'm sure you never experienced a day like that working here in Watford before, have you?
In fact, that was the quote of the day. Who would have thought it in Watford?
Well, here's a taxi driver. So what's your day been like here in Watford?
It's been very busy traffic-wise. Well, you couldn't get into the town.
And your reaction to a white man being arrested in a burqa?
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Well, Justin, we'll get more on that as the day progresses. Look, I've just found this happy story. If you don't, if you can indulge me, Today's the happiest day of the year. Formula proves it. Today is the happiest day of the year. Psychologist Cliff Arnell summed up summer optimism by giving numerical values to a string of feel-good factors.
Yeah, come on, hit me with them.
They're getting outdoors,
right?
Seeing nature bloom. Oh, it sounds awful, doesn't it? Increased social interaction, childhood summer memories, and wearing socks that you claim have got characters from Only Fools and Horses on when everybody in the office thinks they're Sylvester McCoy.
Oh, is that actually part of the what makes you feel good factor?
Yeah, mate, it is. It is. Those are the most ridiculous socks I've ever seen on a human being yesterday, you plum.
Shut your noise. You know what? Yeah, you heard me. Only Fools and Horses, my favourite TV show of all time. I met Del Boy about 3 years ago. I think it was my mum who went out and bought me some Only Fools and Horses socks. I wear them. I can feel Del Boy's vibe on the streets. It works for me.
Me and Lee Agnew were sat there, and I went, are they Doctor Who socks? You went, no, it's Del Boy. And both Lee and I went, well, that's Sylvester McCoy.
No, proof again that the pair of you are just that stupid.
Whoa, he's got beef, hasn't he?
The man in the Only Fools and Horses socks. With a trigger on his left foot.
Dealey, we'll speak to you later on.
I don't get you, mate. I don't get you. I don't wear socks, you mug me off. I wear socks, you mug me off. What's your problem?
Just wear black socks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The A1 is starting to look busy southbound from the Holiday Inn towards the Stirling Corner. In Amersham on Wilden Lane there's electricity works going on at New Road which could cause some delays later on, and in Dunstable Church Street has temporary traffic lights at the High Street North, so that could also cause delays later. In Milton Keynes it's looking quiet so far on the speed sensors, but at the Kingston roundabout on Standing Way there's roadworks going on there, so expect delays when it starts to get busier. No reports of any problems showing up on the train departure boards so far this morning. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 6:30, I'm Simon Oxley. A GP from Bedfordshire is still being allowed to practice even though he's been accused of nearly 40 indecent assaults against 24 female patients. A man who was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday remains in custody. Hertfordshire police say a device which was destroyed in a controlled explosion was not viable. An inquest will open today into the death of a man at Luton Police Station last weekend, and the 21-year-old white man suspected of shooting dead 9 people at an African-American church in South Carolina has been returned to Charleston after his arrest 200 miles away.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Rory McIlroy is 7 shots behind the leaders after the first round of the US Open. McIlroy carded a 2 over par 72, as did Justin Rose and Ian Poulter. The joint leaders on 5 under are America's Dustin Johnson and Sweden's Henrik Stenson. Tiger Woods carded a 10 over par 80, but took comfort that fellow American Ricky Fowler did even worse with an 81.
It was a tough day. Got off to a bad start. I'm trying as hard as I can to do it, and it's just for some reason I just can't get the consistency that I would like to have out there. But you know, the bright side is at least I kicked Ricky's butt today.
Watford are to host Europa League winners Sevilla in their final pre-season game before the start of the Premier League campaign. The Spanish side will visit Vicarage Road on Saturday, August the 1st with a 3 p.m. kick-off. Meanwhile, the Hornets are being linked with a club record move for Argentinian winger Diego Perotti from the Italian side Genoa. And England's under-21s lost 1-0 to Portugal in their opening match of the European Championships in the Czech Republic. Here's coach Gareth Southgate.
We know that generally you need 5 points to get out of a group. We probably have to win our 2 games to do that now, but there's no reason we can't achieve that.
Practice starts at 9 o'clock this morning our time for Sunday's Austrian Grand Prix. Hertfordshire's Lewis Hamilton leads the Drivers' Championship by 17 points from Mercedes teammate Nico Rosberg. In tennis, Andy Murray will face Luxembourg's Gilles Muller in the quarter-finals at Queen's Club this afternoon. And in the Women's Tour cycling today, stage is in Northamptonshire. Tomorrow they race from Broxbourne to Stevenage. The race finishes on Sunday with a stage from Marlow to Hemel Hempstead. BBC Three Counties News and Sport. The next full bulletin is at 7.
Don't worry, here it comes.
Sup up your beer and collect your fakes. There's a row going on down near Slough. Get out your mat and pray to the west. I'll get out mine and pray for myself. Thought you were smart when you took them on, but you didn't take a peep in their artillery room. All that rugby was hairs on your chest. What chance have you got against a tie and a crest? Hello, Ray, what a nice day for the Eton Rifles. Eton Rifles. Hello, Ray, our range starts baby. Eton Rifles. Eton Rifles. Cause you were clever when you lit the fuse. Tore down the House of Commons in your brand new shoes. Composed a revolutionary symphony. Then went to bed with a charm in your plea.
It's people, guys, it's people. Let's just talk.
Not this record! Not this record! Not this record! What's a catalyst you turned out to be? Loaded the guns and you run off over your team. Left me standing like a naughty schoolboy. We came out of it naturally the worst. Beaten and bloody and I was sick down my shirt. We were
still no match for their untamed wit. Though some of the lads said they'll be back next week.
That's old news.
If you hear a whisper, give us a shout. I'll come around and bake your eggs.
Oh, shush. You silly faux mod. You fod.
It's the actual mod father, that one. It's not Wiggo.
He's not the mod father.
Wiggo's turned his back on modernism
The
anyway.
mod father is Steve Marriott of the Small Faces, guys. 08 459 455 555 is the old number that we used to use. Just get rid of that now. Because the new one is 03459 455 555. Just clarifying that. Kelly, how many calls have we got lined up? Great news. How many calls have we got lined up now, Kels? What's happened to her voice?
Gone.
It's gone. It's literally gone.
It's gone.
That was Eton Rifles by The Jam. Did you not know? Did you not know? We need to
I thought she was a big Weller fan.
We need... Wella. Bless her my soul. What's
She loves
wrong
Weller.
with me? My boys last night, they love my new toy, which is basically this.
Put that ready, then away.
Okay, they didn't like that bit so much, but they spent my boys.
They like
spent-
Justin, don't they?
They spent 20 minutes going.
Where's me Woody?
They were wetting themselves. I'm guessing in their head, a Woody is a character from Toy Story. But they thought it was hilarious, and we were putting echo on it and rip. I mean, this is okay. This is the thing. If you've got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, this is the thing that had them in hysterics.
Where's me Woody? Where's me Woody? Where's me Woody? Where's me Woody?
They were wetting themselves.
But that's the essence of 5-year-old humour, isn't it? Slightly mucky and repeat.
Yeah, exactly. Let me get some mood music on while we go through the papers.
Okay, good.
1, 2, 3, 4. Everything's from vinyl today, guys. It's everything apart from the BBC introducing track I forgot to play yesterday.
Yeah.
That won't be from vinyl.
I'm sure that's available on vinyl. In some...
I'll put some crackle on it, don't you worry. Right, what you got in the papers?
More than 4 in 10 Brits don't deserve to go on holiday, according to me. According to the Mirror, more than 4 in 10 Brits pack tea bags in their case when they travel abroad.
Do you remember? You won't. You're a little bit younger than me, but I remember going on a holiday to Spain for the first time. And
Don't drink the water.
Don't drink the water. I must have been 8, so it would have been 1981, and my mum took with her like a little like a thing that you put in a cup.
An
element, thank you. You put an element in the cup, you would plug it in, bearing in mind that the plug system was different, and it would heat the water up to make a cup of tea. I remember I sat there for about 45 minutes going, well, it's nearly warm enough, and it was tepid.
Because those travel adapters never quite worked, did they?
No, and you don't get the same, they haven't got the same juice over there.
They don't have kettles over there.
No.
Not at all.
Well, I think they do now.
No, they don't.
No, I think they do now.
Listen, I'm telling you, they don't.
Well, they have what we've got here, the boiling hot water tap now, where you can just pump it straight off into your cup.
But not in the houses. They use a pan.
Oh, those...
Seriously?
No,
or
they
one
don't.
Of those, they
But
do,
you
or
hang
they're
out
those
with-
espresso machines.
You hang out with peasants. I hang out with the hoi polloi. No, hang on, they
I'll
are
have
the
you know
peasants.
my friend's husband is a police officer.
Are the hoi polloi the peasants or the posh?
Hoi polloi, I think, are the...
Oh, no, they're a Chinese family. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's a Chinese kid I used to go to school with. Thanks.
Good one.
You're very welcome. What have you found in the... Oh, you're doing a paper story,
I
aren't
was
you?
doing one,
yes,
yeah.
mate. All right, mate.
Let me finish it. Being able to make a good brew on holiday is a priority for 42% of people who don't deserve to go on holiday, while biscuits are a must-have taste of home for 1 in 4. Oh, hang on, here we go. The study by Pot Noodle also found 1 in 10 hate foreign food.
Then don't go abroad. If you don't like foreign food, if you don't like it when it's too hot or too cold, you don't like foreigners, don't go abroad.
Don't spoil it for everyone else.
Don't go abroad. Well, say every time we go to Greece, and we're going to Greece again, We go. You are taunted by places that offer the X Factor Live and Ginsters. I mean, really, I want some moussaka. And they have a wonderful chain, a fast food restaurant called Fat Boys. Fill me with as many Fat Boys as you can. Get as many of those Fat Boys rammed down my throat, please.
Don't they do caps for if you do a challenge and you can have I Love Fat Boys on your head?
Yeah, I think you can get an I Love Fat Boys somewhere on your body, yes. And I love Fat Boys. It's a great name for a restaurant,
Who
isn't
doesn't?
it? I say restaurant, I mean, really. This album, 10 pence. I mean, come on, guys, everybody, let's pretend we're playing the keyboard.
Do a bit of a wink and a wave.
What are you doing, Kelly? I'm saying play the keyboard. Oh.
Not Elton John style, that was frenetic.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else?
Yeah, I can do. Hang on.
Well, here we go. This is news. You mean you didn't know this already, guys? Washing machines are impossible to repair. Kelly, what song are you thinking of?
Washing machines live long, go with cow, go.
Thank you. I could see your face light up there. That is the thing, isn't it? When you get washing machines, live long. Well,
I don't use those, and my washing machine's all right.
Washing machine. Well, you don't know how long it would live with them.
Not bothered.
Washing machine manufacturers have been accused of making appliances that are so costly to fix it's cheaper to buy a new one. Yeah, we all know that.
They're not as expensive as they used to be, so it swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, you can buy a washing machine, good washing machine, 130 quid. Sure, why not?
And here's a tip: you don't need a washer dryer. Just get a dryer in your garage.
They're
rubbish anyway.
Oh, the washer dryers, they wrinkle your clothes. I'm so old. That if my wife was a gladiator... No, I'm so old that I remember when my nan got her first fancy washing machine that wasn't like a top-down, it had these like big giant plastic cards that had the programme on, and we thought it was the coolest thing, and you had to slot... It's massive... It's like a sort of Fisher-Price record.
Did they have knobs on or holes?
They had knobs on, and you had to shove it in the machine, and that was the programme as to whether it would do a hot wash or an even hotter wash.
I'm so old, I remember when my sister thought you had to be posh to have a toaster.
Oh, I really was a late adapter to the toasting phenomenon.
A grill pan.
Under the top of the oven. Leading brands have changed the design of their machines so they're virtually impossible to repair, said Nosy Do-Gooders Witch. Owners are then left with the choice of either forking out for a... But that's the same with all technology. If my Mac, which I'm using for this...
As you know, I deal in facts and not fiction.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Wow, we need more clips, guys. If that breaks down, I'm pretty screwed. You can take it in and have a look at it. It's a sealed unit.
But then there's the theory of built-in obsolescence.
Yes.
That they do it on purpose.
Yes.
Maybe buy a new one.
Well, look at Simon Oxley. His obsolescence is built in, I believe.
Oh,
Not long to go now, guys. Not long to go now. But that's the way of things. I'm old enough... OK, guys, this is the phone in. I'm old enough to remember... Don't get cute, but... 3459 455 555. I'm old enough to remember the TV repairman coming round.
Yes.
And he had like a blue coverall. He had a belt on with tools. He had a toolbox. Unscrewed the back of the telly. We all sat there. We watched him. He fixed it! He would come round and actually fix your television. That's insania. Nothing can be fixed these days. Nothing. Although they have these parties, don't they? Where if you break something and you don't want to chuck it away, you go to a party and there's loads of geeks there that will go, yeah, I can do radios. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, I can do that. And they'll fix it for you.
What, and then go home, or do you have to do something with them?
Well, it then turns into a sex party.
Right, OK. Yeah, there's always a payoff. Pianist...
Sorry?
Paul Lewis.
Hey, steady. Let's not be rude about Paul Lewis. I like him. He's on Moneybox. Not related to Martin Lewis. Isn't that weird? Paul Lewis. I'm Paul Lewis. This is Moneybox Live. Talking about pensions. I love him. He's brilliant. He's an old man with long hair. You don't see that very often. He's a
Apart from Will Gompets.
Kelly. Who's Will Gompets?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, apart from Will Gompets.
He's like an arts correspondent for the BBC, and he's got what should be a comb over, but it's not.
Yes, he's bald but got long hair.
Yeah.
We've done the bald ponytails before, but I'm always happy to do more. Mick Fleetwood, the king of the bald ponytails. But Paul Lewis is brilliant. Honestly, I think he's brilliant. But he's a money expert. Martin Lewis is moneysavingexpert.com. They're not related. I mean, it's just the world is crazy.
It is,
isn't it? Just you tell me there's no God. You tell me there's no Jesus. When that happens,
he duplicated that, didn't he?
He didn't. He just go on.
Pianist Paul Lewis.
Yeah.
Wait, had to pull out.
Oh, a pianist pulling out
of 2 concerts after injuring himself. Guess how?
Oh, let me think. Hang on. Well, Kelly's miming something. I don't know if... I think that's doing his scales. No. Oh, the thing fell down on his fingers.
No.
It chopped his fingers off.
No.
Oh, guys, this is intriguing. Stay tuned and find out after this.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M25, it's starting to get busy anti-clockwise at junction 19 for Watford, and the A1 is busy southbound from the Boreham Wood towards the Apex corner in Edgware, and in Finchley as well, the North Circular Road is slow from Henley's corner on the approach from the East End Road. In Dunstable on the Church Street, there's temporary traffic lights between Church Street and the High Street North and West Street, so that could cause some delays if you're driving through there this morning. And on the train departure boards, the 6:47 service from Luton to Sutton is delayed by 10 minutes, and also the 7:04 train from Luton to Orpington is delayed. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much, Sammy. 6:45. It is Friday, the 19th of June. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines, shortly to be followed by the weather. A GP from Bedfordshire is still being allowed to practice, even though he's been accused of nearly 40 indecent assaults against 24 female patients. A man who was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday remains in custody. Hertfordshire Police says a device which was destroyed in a controlled explosion was not viable. And an inquest will open today into the death of a man at Luton Police Station last weekend. 03459 455 555.
Beds, hearts and bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hello, very good morning to you. Well, it's a lovely bright start actually for most of us, but I think today is going to be disappointingly cloudy compared to what we saw yesterday. So we've already started to see that cloud just seep down from the north. It's already in northern areas of Buckinghamshire, into Bedfordshire and into parts of Hertfordshire, but at the moment that's where we've got the most sunshine. So that cloud is going to spread in and it will tend to thicken as well. Now it should stay dry today, but it will just be a little bit cloudier. There will be some brighter spells at times as it tends to thin and break. It will get burnt back by the sunshine at times, but always cater for quite a lot of cloud today, but staying mostly dry. We're looking at highs today, not doing quite so well those temperatures as yesterday. We'll probably be up to around 18 Celsius, that's 64 in Fahrenheit in many spots. Overnight tonight, nothing much to report, staying mostly dry, perhaps a few spits and spots of drizzle just from the thickness of the cloud. There'll be a lot of that around. Another mild night, 13 or 14 degrees will be the low. Into the weekend then, and tomorrow it looks like we might just see a few outbreaks of showery rain just through the late morning, first part of the afternoon, and then a drier, brighter afternoon. There will be some brightness around, possibly even some sunny spells, but it's not going to be blazingly sunny. Just where we do get a bit of sunshine, just watch out, because with that heating we might see 1 or 2 showers sparked off. That's a risk rather than a certainty. So just a little bit of wet weather, or the chance of it, around tomorrow. It's going to feel quite muggy as well tomorrow, quite warm despite the relative lack of sunshine. And on Sunday, feeling a bit cooler but dry and bright. That's the forecast.
Every weekday from 3. Local stories.
People in Watford are being urged to celebrate their local heroes by creating a postcard in their honour. In other local news, rugby fans are being warned to watch out for fake World Cup tickets.
Roberto Peroni.
Now, a metal detectorist has discovered an archaeological find in a field near Royston in Hertfordshire. Taxi drivers in Luton are demanding to be allowed to drive in bus lanes at all times. There is to be a new station at the Leighton Buzzard Narrow Gauge Railway.
Roberto Peroni. Weekdays from 3 on BBC Three Counties Radio.
This is why school is wrong.
That if you're talking off sense, then you'll lose your mind. And I'll use you as a focal point, so I don't lose sight of what I want. And I moved further than I thought I could, but I missed you more than I thought I would. And I'll use you as a warning sign, that if you're talking off sense, then you'll lose your mind. And I found love where it wasn't supposed to be right in front of me. Talk some sense to me. And I found love where it wasn't supposed to be, right in front of me. Talk some sense to me. And I'll use you as a makeshift gauge of how much to give and how much to take. Oh, I'll use you as a warning sign that if you talk enough sense, then you'll lose your mind. Oh, and I found love where it wasn't supposed to be, right in front of me. Well, talk some sense to me. And I found love where it wasn't supposed to be, right in front of me. Talk some sense to me.
Morning, guys. Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. That's this week's BBC Introducing Track. I don't know anything about it. If only there was somebody here who could tell us, and fill in my gaps of knowledge. Kelly Betts.
Oh, hi.
Hi there. Who, why, what, where, when?
Amber Run, Buckinghamshire. This song called I Found, it's their new one. Got a good video for it, I've just tweeted it. They're headlining our BBC Introducing stage at Rhythms of the World this weekend in Hitchin.
Hey, and just in time for you to lose your voice again, because I noticed it came back.
Yes, I know.
Well, goodbye, voice.
Bye, voice.
Bye, voice. What else you got in the papes, Boyle?
Well, anyway, pianist Paul Lewis.
Oh, we're still back. Have we not finished this guy?
No, you didn't find out how he
didn't.
injured himself.
Okay, yes, okay.
And why he had to pull out.
Okay, let's find out. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be
Pianist
great.
Paul
bands.
Lewis.
Yes.
Had to pull out of 2 concerts after injuring himself. How?
He got his fingers trapped under the keyboard. He fell off his stool.
No.
I've got literally no. Kelly Betts.
One of the keys fell off.
No.
And he got his finger trapped.
The monkeys carrying the piano up the stairs dropped it, and he was stood behind them.
Animals involved, not monkeys.
Oh, dogs.
No.
Cats.
No.
Rabbits. Birds. You're miming wings, so I'm guessing it's either a pterodactyl or Paul McCartney.
I mean, it's the pterodactyl of the seaside. Yes.
The seagull. It ate his chips.
Staving off a seagull attack. International virtuoso Paul, 43,
Hey.
sprained a finger when the bird dived at him as he left rehearsals with the Liverpool Philharmonic.
Isn't that
Spokeswoman
funny?
Jane Garrity said, "We're pleased he'll make a full recovery."
I've sprained a finger given the bird before.
Have you?
Quick draw McGraw. That's how that works. So there's a story in the papers. I don't know what it is, but what's interesting about it is it's got a picture of the people.
Is this on the right speed?
Oh no, it sounds better actually.
It does.
This is what it should sound like. But that's better. Okay, it's the anniversary of the Battle of Waterloo. I mean, get over it, guys. But they've got these people doing a battle reenactment. What are those guys? And let's be honest, there's no woman that would be stupid enough to do it, and they wouldn't be allowed to unless they were pretending to be a nurse in a tent.
There are.
Why? But why would anyone do that? Où est le plaisir of reenacting a battle, you perverts?
Here we go. It's people who like dressing up.
Yeah, well, good dress up.
Some people like to dress up.
I know people like to dress up. They're called children.
No, some people like to dress up.
Oh, what? What, for sexual pleasure?
No, for historical purposes.
No, dressing up is for kids, right? Because the Spider-Man lives near me, or about 5 Spider-Men live near me. I quite often see them walking to school. It's outrageous
Well, you
behaviour.
can't rely on your superpowers forever.
No, you can't.
For fallback.
You've got to have a fallback just in case a supervillain finds a cure for your superpowers.
Mm-hmm. As they will.
As they will.
I mean, you've got to stay one step ahead. Super.
There's another
business.
one of these cats travelled halfway around the world stories to find someone, and I just,
I mean, you could just put that under the bracket of cats are clever, aren't they? And
well, there's that story. This is the one I was thinking of, actually. Apart from Hulk Hogan is suing £63 million because someone leaked a sex tape of him and his mate's his best friend's wife. Giant... Is this a thing? Giant Maine Coon cat, Kenny...
Yes.
Jumped on dozing owner Chris Oakley, 31, to alert him to a fire in Greenstead in Essex. Well, no, he didn't. He was terrified, and he just happened to jump on him to get out of the way.
The owner was in the way.
What's a giant Maine Coon?
It's a cat.
I know, but what kind
Species,
of cat?
American.
I've never heard that.
A
Good
great
morning. Let's bring Al into the conversation. Good morning, Al.
Good morning, Ian. How are you, sir?
I can be you can be my bodyguard. If I can call you Al. I'm all right, thank you, sir. What you got for us?
One of the false clips that used to play about a month ago.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, stop the music.
Now, hang on a second. We've still got... This is the thing, okay? We've still got... I'm just finding my way around this. Hang on.
Okay.
Now, where is it? Because I'm sure...
You've still got that.
I've got a mouthful of sausage.
Oh, hang on a minute. It's button number 2.
Good morning, sir.
We've got that, Al.
Oh, you've got that one.
morning,
Oh,
sir.
no.
So, but what? Listen, I'm not letting you get away free.
Oh.
You're on the line. We need to record some clip from him. What clip can we give Al to do? Because he's got a good voice.
He's got a beautiful voice.
I've got a cold, that's why.
You got to milk it.
I've got to milk it. Okay.
So, what's your other favourite?
You know what it is? I'm a lorry driver, so I'm in and out of the lorry all morning.
Oh,
so I
here
miss
comes
some of the
excuses.
clips.
Here comes
No,
mate. Here comes the excuse.
Ian, I remember when they had to put 50p in the TV back in the day for radio rentals.
That never happened. 50 pence in the... I remember putting money into the meter and turning the thing and the satisfying...
Honestly.
Money in the telly?
Yep, you'd collect 50 pence pieces and put them in the slot and turn the key and get the TV going.
How much TV would you get for 10 bob?
Not very much.
Yeah, I know, blimey. And the thing is, if I'm correct, if I do remember this, I think, didn't Bruce Forsyth come round and collect all of those 50 pences himself?
He certainly did, didn't he?
Kelly Betts, is there a clip that we can give this very, very old lorry driver to say?
I won't go down the reggae route.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please all remain silent as Al says, I won't go down the reggae route.
I won't go down the reggae route.
With the accent as well. Al, thank you very much indeed. Beautiful stuff. Send that over, Kels. We'll add it to the computer.
Hey, you're going to do that happy story?
Oh, yeah, go on.
Today is officially the happiest day of the year. Not in this room, it ain't.
No, man, there's no...
According to a mathematical formula, which is always the way I calculate my happiness, we'll be more cheery on the third Friday in June than any other day. Good weather, the birth of Princess Charlotte...
Is it the third Friday of June already? Gosh. Flipping heck.
This is why we're happy, apparently. Good weather. Okay.
Yeah.
The birth of Princess Charlotte. Old news. It's old news.
Hey, it's a day for celebration, guys. Let's not make any fun of that.
And even the prospect of Andy Murray winning Wimbledon enhanced our mood, said well-being guru and chancer Cliff Arnold. Dr. Arnold, 49 and a chancer, said we're more likely to be singing along to Pharrell Williams' worldwide hit song Happy Today due to happiness factors peaking. What a load of old...
Tell us. All right, here we do. 08459 03 459 455 555. What's making you grumpy today? Let's celebrate grumpiness. Let's not banish the grumpy people from the world. What's making you grumpy? 03459 455 555.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
There's a lane closed on the A1 northbound at London's Road for Biggleswade South because a lorry's overturned there. There are also delays on the A1 southbound from Borehamwood towards Edgware, and in Bricketwood on the North Orbital Road at the M25 junction 21A roundabout. It's starting to get busier. It's also busy on the M25 anti-clockwise at junction 17 from Maple Cross towards junction 16 for the M40. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much, Sammy. Simon Oxley's complaining. It's not freezing in here. This is still
it's a bit
warm.
parky, isn't it?
Well, you're all complaining because it was cold out
it's
there.
Warm out there now. Too warm now.
It was boiling in here yesterday. I would like it colder. I'm still a little bit sweaty, Betty. I love working in the cold. Morning, guys. We're celebrating grumpiness. Today is supposedly the happiest day of the year. I'm not buying that at all. 03459 455 555. And I vaguely remember. I don't think we had one, but televisions where you had to put money in them. Is Al some kind of lunatic on a Ginster's kick?
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7 o'clock. I'm Simon Oxley. The headlines: Bedfordshire GP still practising despite assault allegations. Police say Watford device was not viable. And inquest opens today after death in Luton police custody.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
A GP from Bedfordshire is still being allowed to practice even though he's been accused of nearly 40 indecent assaults against 24 female patients. More from Tony Fisher.
The Larksfield surgery in Stotfold, where Dr Robert Lewis continues to see patients, says he's not suspended and is working to NHS England and GMC conditions. The 49-year-old from Shefford pleaded not guilty at Luton Crown Court to 20 allegations after earlier denying a further 17 charges. The allegations were first made to police in 2013.
A man who was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday remains in custody. Hertfordshire police say a device which was destroyed in a controlled explosion was not viable. More from Lee Agnew.
In photographs taken of the man being arrested, he appears to be white and was wearing a burqa. Hertfordshire police say that when he was arrested, he was carrying 2 rucksacks containing children's books. Police cordoned off Watford High Street and the Ring Road, while the suspicious device, which was found in Market Street, was blown up by the army.
An inquest will open today into the death of a man at Luton Police Station last weekend. 25-year-old Istiak Youssef had been arrested on suspicion of domestic violence. The Independent Police Complaints Commission has been informed. The 21-year-old white man suspected of shooting dead 9 people at an African-American church in South Carolina has been returned to Charleston after his arrest 200 miles away. President Obama has called for a shift in public attitudes to gun violence. The Democratic presidential candidate, Hillary Clinton, said the United States had difficult questions to answer.
In the days ahead, we will once again ask what led to this terrible tragedy and where we, as a nation, need to go. In order to make sense of it, we have to be honest. We have to face hard truths about race, violence, guns, and division.
2 women have been robbed at gunpoint by men who used a ladder to climb onto the roof of their house in Gerrard's Cross and get in through an upstairs window. The women were forced to hand over jewellery and cash in the early hours of yesterday morning in Duke's Kiln Drive. Police have described it as a shocking crime and have put on extra patrols in the area. Luton North MP Kelvin Hopkins and Wickham Steve Baker are among MPs from 3 parties who have formed a group which hopes to set up an official out campaign in the European Union referendum. The group includes the former Conservative Cabinet Minister Owen Paterson and UKIP's only MP Douglas Carswell. In sport, Rory McIlroy is 7 shots behind the leaders after the first round of the US Open. McIlroy carded a 2 over par 72 and Watford are to host Europa League winners Sevilla in their final pre-season game before the start of the Premier League campaign. The weather mostly cloudy with a chance of a shower, feeling cooler than yesterday, a maximum temperature 17 degrees Celsius. And you can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
Thank you, Simon. Well, I've been sent a picture of... we're talking about Maine Coons. It's a cat, OK? They're flipping massive. Scott sent me a picture of his brother, who is either a midget or that is one huge cat. You could put a saddle on that and ride it. Blimey, O'Reilly. Why do people have big pets? I am toying with the idea. Shh. Of getting a dog. Shush. 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 Toying with the idea. I'm toying with the idea. You right, Kels?
You have to get a dog.
Only because I'm doing a lot of walking at the moment and I'm seeing a lot of dog walkers. I think, it'd be nice to have a little dog with me.
I want a dog and I'm not allowed one, so if you have one, can I pretend it's mine?
Oh, no, that's weird. So I'm toying with the idea. But I wouldn't get a big one. I'd get like a tiny one, not a Yorkie, because they're horrible little things. But like a small dog.
You want a terrier? Border collie. No, too hairy.
Too hairy, Anyway, I'm not going to get one. But if I did, I'd get a small one. I've got a cat, small, got a rabbit. You can get giant rabbits. Why would anyone get a big pet, a big dog, or a big rabbit? Yes, or just big animals. Just say big and then put the name of an animal after it. Why have I got to do all of your thinking for you? You guys make me want to puke.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Any Texas?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you have a little girly chat there.
We're looking at slankets. It's really cold in here.
Slanket. Who is it? It's Danny, isn't it, who works here? Who's wandering around with a blanket like a
shawl, yeah.
like a homeless woman.
She thinks it's some kind of festival out there.
What the hell? Well, I mean, everybody was smoking reefer here earlier on. And I'm sorry about that, guys. I'll try and smoke out. I'm joking. Gosh.
Here's some memory texts. Of Dave from Hartford's memories.
Let's tread carefully around these.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I'm old enough to remember TVs with valves, says Dave from Hartford. And Ali's right, TVs did take 50p's. My granddad had one. Great, telly memories.
Okay. Telly memories. Sorry, I'm just
Text
trying to...
me now.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it. 81333, put 3CR in the beginning of it.
Okay.
Tweet-wise...
Just
Crystal, who's been listening to us because she's off sick, is going back to work.
Aye.
Do you know how she obtained her injury? It wasn't a seagull.
Go on.
An escalator.
Oh, well, you know what we won't be doing. Oh, no, this doesn't... Just trying to see if I can get this to work. Hang on.
I won't go down the go.
It works. We do a little bit of levelage on that. I'm having so much fun with my new toy. You guys aren't, but...
I won't go down the go.
Beautiful. Thank you very much indeed. 03459 455 555 if you want to fake a clip on to slightly more serious issues. A GP from Bedfordshire is still working despite being accused of nearly 40 indecent assaults on patients. The Larksfield surgery in Stotfold says Dr Robert Lewis has not been suspended and is working to NHS England and GMC conditions. Well, the 49-year-old from Shefford pleaded not guilty at Luton Crown Court to 20 allegations after earlier denying a further 17 charges. The allegations were first made to police in 2013. Well, Roy Lilly is a former NHS Trust chairman, now a health writer and a commentator, and joins me on the line now. Morning, Roy.
Morning, Ian.
Right, I mean, what's the general rule here? I mean, obviously, we have to tread very carefully about how we talk about this, but the general rule.
Well, generally speaking, if serious allegations are made against any health professional, not just doctors, it might be a nurse as well, the general practice is that they are suspended. And they're suspended for two reasons. Firstly, because of public concerns, and so they're sort of taken out of the front line. And secondly, to protect the clinician themselves, really, so that they're not subject to any sort of ongoing tittle-tattle or abuse or what have you. So, generally speaking, when they go off on gardening leave, they're usually paid their full salaries, and then they're replaced until such times as there is a police inquiry. The Crown Prosecution Service, if it's involved, decides whether or not there should be a prosecution. Then there is a prosecution, and if the clinician is found guilty, then the General Medical Council step in and withdraw the registration on the General Medical Register, and the doc can't practice anymore, or maybe for some years, or with conditions, or what have you. So it's a very long and laborious process generally.
I was interesting. You said that if a doctor was suspended while awaiting trial, or while a crime was being investigated, that they'd be they'd still get paid.
Yes. The idea of suspension is not in any way to apportion blame or to imply guilt or innocence or what have you. It's just to take the clinician out of the firing line, so that they're not subject to tittle-tattle or any awkwardness in the workplace where people say, I don't want to be seen by him or what have you. They're just kind of parked, and in the NHS they call it gardening leave.
I would... treading so carefully. Is it unusual for a doctor to continue practising after allegations like this?
Well, if the allegations are old allegations, for example, if they were made in 2013 and it's now 2015, something like that, then it's not impossible that they would be continuing to practice. But generally speaking, if there are serious allegations, it is unusual for a doctor or a nurse to continue in practice. Of course, in this particular case on which we can't comment, we don't know the full circumstances and we don't know the full strength of what the allegations are and are they historic, and all the rest of it. But generally speaking, the idea is to take the clinician out of any sort of embarrassing situations where, a doctor, a patient might add to the complaints, maliciously or what have you. It's really for the good of the clinician. Of course, a clinician could keep practicing if they were chaperoned. So if, for example, there was always a nurse present or another doctor present.
One would have thought that a surgery would have been keen to keep the patient's minds at ease and would suspend a doctor just as a matter of best practice. Is there a shortage of GPs or something? Would the surgery struggle if a doctor was suspended indefinitely?
Well, there is a huge shortage of GPs, but it was important not to link the two issues. Shortage or not, they would be expected to follow best practice, and indeed, the GMC might suspend the doctor's place on the register until there's a proper inquiry. So they could do that as well. These are, this is shark-infested custard, to talk about because it's really difficult. And, everyone's innocent until they're proved guilty, whatever the allegations might be, and the allegations are denied and so on. But it's a very complicated and very sensitive area.
Roy, I appreciate you tiptoeing delicately through that with me, and I think we were on the right side. So thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Roy. Roy Lilly, former NHS Trust Chairman. Interesting, is it? I think we got away with that, didn't we, Catherine? We managed to tiptoe around the legalities.
I think so. I mean, it's very, very tricky indeed.
It is, isn't it? OK, 03459 455 555 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You can text 81333. Start your text 3CR. Or if you wanted to, of course, you could always send me an email, ian.lee@bbc.co.uk.
This is Iain Lee
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
I've lost me a bit of paper with the answers on it. Where did I put the answers? Have you got any texts?
The papers?
Have you got any texts?
Let's have a look at the texts and see, because at the moment I think it was just the old telly memories I had. Let me just have a quick refresh of this. Yes. Shirley says we had to put 50p in the TV. It must have been the 1970s, and you got a rebate when they came to count the money.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I mean, I rented a video recorder when I was in my 20s. In my 20s, we rented a flipping video recorder, and I was responsible to go round to. I guess it was Radio Rentals. I don't think it was Rumbelows at that point. And pay for it. I had a video recorder in my bedroom. I didn't want to get involved. No one else would pay me. I didn't want to get involved.
My mate was still renting a telly in the 1990s. I didn't even think you could do that anymore.
That's what I just said. My story was the same story.
Oh.
Yeah.
But your video's different.
Well,
I mean, your telly's your fundamental. You should be able to sort that out yourself.
Mental, radio rentals.
We're also getting dog recommendations. I mean, how seriously
are
you...
let's back away from this.
Because there's talk of cockapoo.
Well, a cocker spaniel might be nice, but let's back away from this, guys. I don't want to.
They're offering you their dogs.
Oh, really?
I'm getting pictures.
No.
We have a small dog called Kitty. I think he wants a new one.
Never take a stranger's dog. Who knows what's been done to that dog?
That's from Posh Damon.
Soiled goods.
You want a cockapoo, cocker spaniel crossed with a poodle, small but not too small, doesn't shed, super friendly and manageable.
Let's back away from this.
From Lisa and Hitchin.
Okay, Nan bites dog.
Wow.
She chomps Alsatian, attacking her terrier. There's a picture of the woman's teeth. Gran June Hutton, let me say that again. Gran June Hutton was so furious when her Yorkshire Terrier Millie was attacked by an Alsatian, she bit the dog. She bit the flipping dog. The 80-year-old bravely sunk her dentures. Were they in her mouth?
Was she holding them?
Into the snarling beast after it escaped from her house. June said, "It was all I could think to do. He was biting my dog, so I bit him."
That was the only thing she could think to do?
I'd have kicked it in the face. And I'm not recommending violence against animals, but if a dog... Well, finger up the bum, of course. But if a big dog was attacking my cat, I'd kick it. There's no problem with that, is there?
No, I think if you're saving your animal...
So I kick it. I kick it flipping hard. I'll give it a gentle kick, see where that went. If that didn't work, wallop, have some of that.
Putting your face near a snarling hound, probably not a good idea.
The tragedy is I could not get a decent grip.
Oh.
Whether it was because of my false teeth or not, I don't know. But while the Alsatian clamped my dog in its jaws, all I ended up with was his hair in my mouth. Girls? Ring any bells?
It was an Alsatian.
Ever bitten a dog?
No.
A few foxes, though. Millie died. Oh, is that the dog or the woman? That's the dog. All right. Okay, so the dog died. Retired chiropodist, June, who had her Yorkie for a year after getting her from a rescue centre, said the owner came running up. She was very sorry. A member of the family had left the gate open and 2 dogs escaped. It was an incredibly unfortunate incident, but I don't blame the owners. Blame the owners and blame them in court. Sue the owner and get the money back, guys, for goodness sakes.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the A1 northbound, there's a lane closed at Biggleswade south of the home base roundabout. That's because a lorry's overturned there and it's hit a lamppost, which has also been damaged. On the A1 southbound, it's starting to be slow from Borehamwood towards Edgware. And in Bricketwood on the North Orbital Road, it's busy at the M25 junction 21A roundabout. The M25 anti-clockwise is also slow from junction 17 from Maple Cross to 16 for the M40. There's no reports showing up of any delays on the train departure boards, though. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Sammy, thank you very much. Right, it's 7:16, it's Friday the 19th of June. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A GP from Bedfordshire is still being allowed to practice even though he's been accused of nearly 40 indecent assaults against 24 female patients. A man who was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday remains in custody. Hertfordshire police say a device which was destroyed in a controlled explosion was not viable. And an inquest will open today into the death of a man at Luton Police Station last weekend.
Sometimes in life, things don't always go to plan.
It worked perfectly for 2.5, 3 years till 2 days ago.
He should refund me £1,900.
Which is where we come in.
We managed to get them to agree to come back in to the property on an agreed date.
The JVS show takes on your consumer problems.
I've basically lost the whole lot in administration charges.
And helps to get to the right solution.
I've received a cheque back for £578.
Jonathan, I can't thank you enough. I don't know how you do what you do, you and your team.
The JVS show, weekdays from 9, here on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Let's go to Manil. Morning, Manil.
Morning, Ian.
How you doing, fella? You all right?
All right. You're saying my name wrong again.
Well, hang on a minute. All I am is the hired monkey. I just read what's written on the screen.
It's Manu.
So Manu. Right.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Listen, Manu, do you want me to take this to the next level?
Sure.
Do you want me to take this and make it go nuclear?
Okay.
Someone screwed up, Manu. Do you want there to be consequences?
Well, the other day I called, and you had me down as Mr. T.
Right. Okay. Right. Same person, mate. Same person. Do you want me to take this nuclear, Manu? You deserve. You pay your licence fee, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then you're her boss. Manu, could you give Kelly Betts a right royal rollicking, please?
Kelly, my name's Manu, Manu, not Mr. T, and not Manu.
What's it short for? Manure.
Nothing. No. Yeah.
No, don't. She's trying to win you over. Don't take it, Manu. Go. I'm pushing you back into the ring. Go.
It's not short for anything. It's just my name.
Hey, Manu, I've got a good line. I've got a good line you can use. Come here. Come back over here. Say to Kelly, what are you short for? Right, go on. Back. Go.
What's Kelly short for?
Got little legs.
Yay! Oh no, she pwned us. Right, just stick your middle finger up at her and say, "Get knotted."
No, I'm not going to do that.
I'll do it. Get knotted.
Ow.
There we go. That we won, Manu. We won. I can only apologise, for goodness sakes. This caller better be good.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about. I'm old enough that I grew up watching Bugs Bunny cartoons from World War II, and Bugs Bunny cartoons?
Yeah, but they always show Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Yeah, but not these ones. These ones are banned now.
What do you mean that banned Bugs Bunny cartoons? Are you crazy?
Yeah, well, during World War II, they made Bugs Bunny cartoons. There's one where he's on an island, and a Japanese pilot has crashed as well. Yeah. And the entire episode is Bugs Bunny trying to, fool this Japanese pilot and stop him from killing him and eating him.
Hey, racist Bugs Bunny.
And he full on does the big teeth and the eyes and makes like silly jokes about Japanese people. Yeah.
Just fun. Just fun, slightly racist bants.
Yeah.
Mr. T, thanks very much for your call. 03459 455 555. I'm sorry, Kelly, that a caller phoned up and had a go at a member of my team like that. It's out of order. He's banned for the rest of the week.
Okay.
You're very, very welcome. Grumpy Jamie.
Morning.
Today is the happiest day of the year. Are you happy?
Oh, yes, it's Friday.
Yeah, why don't you sound happy then?
Oh, I don't know. I never sound happy. I don't know what it is.
No, you don't, do you? Never mind. Go on then, Grumpy Jamie. What you got for us?
The coins and the TVs.
Yes.
Back in the 80s, obviously when my dad got ours, basically what they used to do is to take the money for the TV out of it, and then the rest of the money would come back to you.
What do you mean the rest of the money? What do you mean the rest?
Well, basically you used to have to put 50p in to watch it, and then however much it'll cost to buy it, they'd used to take a percentage per month. So if it was £10, they'd take the £10, and whatever was extra, they'd give back to you to put back into the machine.
Why didn't you just pay £10 a month?
Haven't got a clue. Don't know how it worked back then.
All
but
right,
that's
mate.
what my dad told me.
I was just asking. Calm down.
Sorry, mate.
All right, calm down.
Okay.
All right.
Am I banned?
Yeah, for the rest of the week.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. 03459 455 555. There's a strange vibe to the show, Boyley.
No, it's not me doing it.
No, it must be me then. No, it must be Dealey. I blame Dealey.
No socks.
Is he wearing socks today? Do we know? Has he got footwear on?
He's standing up. Hang on. Show us your feet. Oh.
No, he showed me his middle finger. I'm not sure. Come on, show us your feet.
Socks.
Yeah, are they the same ones? The Only Fools and Horses
There's
ones?
some comical socks, I think.
Dearie me. Okay, right. 03459 455 555 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call. A member of the family had left the gate open and the two dogs escaped. I don't blame the family. Oh, come on. It's their fault. They left the gate open. They left the gate open. Huh? Police said the attack was a civil matter. A spokesman said, advice was given to the owner of the offending dog and she will ensure it wears a muzzle where in public. This is the thing. I don't want a dog that's going to... I don't want a dog. Stop it now. Although cockapoos do look very, very cute, don't they? Now, police are continuing to question a man who was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday. In photographs taken at the time, he was seen wearing a burqa and appears to be white. Police cordoned off Watford High Street and the Ring Road while the suspicious device was blown up by the army. Professor Anthony Glees is Professor and Director of the Centre for Security and Intelligence at the University of Buckingham. Morning, Anthony.
Good morning.
This is an interesting one. It happened close to a church, and obviously there's been a terrible situation in America at a church recently. Can we read anything into that?
Well, I think at this stage we can only speculate, and it's important that everything I say to you should be seen as speculation, because we can't be totally certain what's going on here. I think it would be fair to say that the person involved looks as if he was mentally disturbed in some way. And the police have also confirmed that the device, whatever it was not what they call a viable explosive device.
Now, what does that mean? Does that mean it was just a bag full of books, or it was a bomb that wasn't built properly? What does that mean?
It almost certainly means that the person involved believed that it was a bomb, but that actually it wasn't a bomb or couldn't have been a bomb.
Right.
Now, that is not actually the end of the story, because if this individual was mentally challenged, if we would put it like that, it doesn't automatically follow that he could not have been a security threat. People who follow this closely, like me, will recall in 2008, a chappie called Nicky Riley, who was also mentally challenged, was given a bomb by a couple of Islamists, and he tried to blow up the Giraffe restaurant in Bristol, I believe. And there are many other examples of Islamists preying on people who actually need the care of society and convincing them that they ought to be suicide bombers. So we can't just dismiss this out of hand. The other thing to say is that in April this year, a 24-year-old man in Paris, who also appears to have been somewhat mentally challenged, not only shot himself in the foot, carried out a murder, but on his laptop, it was found by the French police that he had orders from the Islamic State to blow up churches in Paris. In other words, there could be something here. The police are right to take this seriously. And it may be a whole heap of nothing, a crackpot dressing himself in a burqa, carrying children's books. But that might not be the end of the story.
There's been. Can I ask you? This is a really dumb question, but I don't know the answer, Anthony. I know you don't mind. You can indulge my dumb questions. When the police do a controlled explosion, what do they do? Do they put like the bag in a steel box and blow it? What do they do?
Well, there are many ways of doing a controlled explosion. What it means is that they will ensure that nobody is at risk. So, it can involve a major operation in Northern Ireland. It frequently did. Streets were cleared, houses were emptied. Normally, though, one would expect them to use a small explosive device, and that would allow them to see whether what they thought was a bomb was actually a bomb. They will have cleared the area, but this is all very scientific. I'm Professor of Security.
I know, slightly out of your realm. I guess the message is that
people know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
I guess the message here is that people in Watford should go about their daily business, basically, isn't it? And maybe keep their eyes slightly wider open, but not panic or worry or anything.
No, it would be absolutely wrong to panic. However, this is a matter that needs to be further investigated. Of course, the Prime Minister is making a major speech today in Slovakia about radicalisation and the need for Britain's Muslim community to step up to the plate when it comes to this. That the man in Watford yesterday was arrested wearing a burqa it could be a sign of madness. It could be an indication of something deeper going on here. So people should be aware. With these three sisters from Bradford, their 9 children going out. Last week also saw the youngest British suicide bomber ever killing himself in Iraq. There's a kind of surge of madness amongst a very small number of people. Most Muslims want nothing to do with this. Yet we need to be careful, and we need to think all the time. This is a really important point I think the Prime Minister is making. We're not doing enough at the moment to make ourselves safe. We need to be doing more.
Anthony, appreciate your thoughts as always. Professor Anthony Glees, Professor and Director of the Centre for Security and Intelligence at the University of Buckingham. 03459 455 555.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the A1 northbound, there's a lane closed at Biggleswade South at the home base roundabout there because a lorry's overturned, and it's just a lane closed at the moment, but police are advising that the whole road might have to be closed later on at the Biggleswade South junction because of that lorry that's overturned, and it's also damaged a lamppost. On the A1 southbound, it's slow from Borehamwood towards the Apex corner in Edgware, and in Bricketwood on the North Orbital Road, it's also slow at the M25 junction 21A roundabout. It's busy anti-clockwise on the M25 from junction 17 from Maple Cross to 16 for the M40, but it's looking fine on the speed sensors in the other direction at the moment, and no reports of any problems on the train departure boards. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7:30. I'm Simon Oxley. A GP from Bedfordshire is still being allowed to practice, even though he's been accused of nearly 40 indecent assaults against 24 female patients. A man who was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday remains in custody. Hertfordshire police say a device which was destroyed in a controlled explosion was not viable. David Cameron will warn today that the extremist ideology of Islamic State is being quietly condoned in parts of some British Muslim communities, and an inquest will open today into the death of a man at Luton Police Station last weekend.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Rory McIlroy is 7 shots behind the leaders after the first round of the US Open. McIlroy carded a 2 over par 72, as did Justin Rose and Ian Poulter. The joint leaders on 5 under are America's Dustin Johnson and Sweden's Henrik Stenson. Tiger Woods carded a 10 over par 80, his second worst round in a major. But Colin Montgomery, at 51 years of age, is 1 under.
If Tom Watson can do what he did at 59 years old, that's given everybody over 50 hope. It only came down to an 8-foot putt, and if the ball runs my way and I hole a lot of putts over the next 3 days, you never know. You could get into contention. Whether you're going to win or not, you don't know, but you could get into contention, which would be great.
Watford are to host Europa League winners Sevilla in their final pre-season game before the start of the Premier League campaign. The Spanish side will visit Vicarage Road on Saturday, August the 1st, with a 3 p.m. kick-off. Meanwhile, the Hornets are being linked with a club record move for Argentinian winger Diego Perotti from the Italian side Genoa. And England's under-21s lost 1-0 to Portugal in their opening match of the European Championships in the Czech Republic. Here's coach Gareth Southgate.
We know that generally you need 5 points to get out of a group. We probably have to win our 2 games to do that now, but there's no reason we can't achieve that.
Practice starts at 9 o'clock this morning our time for Sunday's Austrian Grand Prix. Hertfordshire's Lewis Hamilton leads the Drivers' Championship by 17 points from Mercedes teammate Nico Rosberg. In tennis, Andy Murray will face Luxembourg's Gilles Muller in the quarter-finals at Queen's Club this afternoon. And in the Women's Tour cycling, today's stage is in Northamptonshire. Tomorrow they race from Broxbourne to Stevenage. The race finishes on Sunday with a stage from Marlow to Hemel Hempstead. BBC Three Counties News and Sport. The next full bulletin is at 8.
So, let's briefly summarise what we know, shall we? The 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and finally, the 80s. Thank you, and good luck.
Oh, blimey, who pressed that? Who pressed that? It wasn't me, Governor. I meant to press this.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
What? We've got the Daily Star. We don't normally get the Daily Star. It's full of top quality,
porn.
Soft porn, Dennis, of all things.
Good God, why don't I get hard porn? I'm done with it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Why the hell not, Dennis? What have you got for us?
Well, I listened to it this morning. You were banning all sorts of people. Can I join the band?
Why are my fingers... Well, I'm going to ask a question that doesn't warrant an answer. Why are my fingers so sticky? It's like I've got snail trail on my hands. Where's that come from? Do you want to be banned?
Well, why not?
I'm not going to.
I can relax and don't have to mess about with the first thing in the morning. You ban me out and stay in bed a lot longer.
I'm not going to ban you.
Oh, rotten devil.
I'm not going to ban you. In fact, I'm going to make sure that you continue to listen to us.
After you've been here for quite some time in Dunstable, what do you think of Dunstable itself?
It's got some good charity shops.
Chance to walk around.
It's got some good charity shops. I bought loads of records yesterday. I spent £5 and got some brilliant records yesterday.
Unfortunately, that's one of the things. We've got far too many charity shops and not enough people selling decent stuff.
No, hang on a minute. There's some great charity shops.
Yes,
Here we go. This is what I've discovered I like about Dunstable so far. Early days, OK?
Yeah.
There are some great charity shops selling some records.
Good.
Greg's. And I'm sure there's plenty more stuff to discover as time continues.
Well, of course, just up West Street, there's a sign there which said they used to have the stocks there. Why not put them back?
Oh,
and then we get people we don't like and stick them in the stocks and ham-base them with whatever rotten fruit we've got.
Here we go, Dennis. You're speaking of rotten fruit. You'll like this. 50 Shades sequel, Grey, was yesterday branded the filthiest novel of all time.
The second one?
No. This is the fourth one. This is the first.
Oh, the fourth.
This is the first one written from the perspective of the pervert man.
Yeah, oh, lovely.
Stunned readers took to the internet to share the new novel's X-rated passages as it flew off shop shelves. We need to get Matt Lockwood to record some bits. There were hundreds of graphic sex references, with Christian Grey describing in intimate detail. Oh no! The saucy romps begin 6 chapters in, when Christian asserts that lover Anastasia has probably never seen her. Oh no! But they soon become acquainted as Christian gives an explicit blow-by-blow account, really, of their first romp. Talking of his lust, the sleazy tycoon writes, her words travel directly to my... Oh, my goodness! He then adds, it dawns on me that this is the first time I haven't had the... What the heck? The book sees Christian retell the original story from his perspective. This is why Justin will like it, giving readers an insight into his sex-crazed brain. Some critics have accused... Hang on. This is unfair. Some critics have accused the author, E.L. James, of cashing in by rehashing the original story. You don't say! Really?
Is it printed on asbestos? Because if not, it's going to burst into flame any minute.
It's printed on asbestos or toilet paper or something, because I would flush it down the toilet immediately. Dennis, thank you very much indeed. Dennis, of course, who we took to see the motion picture experience, 50 Shades of Grey, and it was boring. Most fans were too excited to care, with many staying up until midnight so they could download the ebook as soon as it appeared online. The first book The first book went on to sell 125 million copies, netting the London mum of two a £75 million fortune. Yesterday, High Street bookshop Waterstones struggled to keep the shelves filled. A worker said the early signs are that Grey may be as big as the original. Is that a joke? And Waterstones fiction buyer Chris White added, I'm extremely confident this will be enormous. Oh, guys, come on. Really?
Filth.
Utter... 03459 455 555.
You should write one. I mean, she seems to fall against a typewriter and then put a few swear words in, and then she wins.
No,
How's
now
this possible?
Look at the name of the gentleman they've got to speak about this.
What?
Marcel Nobile.
No.
Oh, come on. Brand guru Marcel Nobile, Knobil, said, it really is a literary phenomenon. It's brought naughtiness into the mainstream.
Can we get him on?
Marcel Nobile. No, we can't. No, we can't. Well, I know Dealey's out talking about it being the happiest day of the year. Maybe we'll send him out to see if... do people read in Dunstable? We'll send him out.
No, not according to the charity shops, full of books.
Full of top-notch books as well. Oh, some cracking stuff we saw yesterday. Cracking stuff. We'll send Dealey out to see if anybody has stayed... If you stayed... No one stayed up until midnight to buy it. That'll be people buying it around the world, where midnight is like the afternoon to them.
If you're a woman who's waking up tired this morning after going and getting that book, call me now.
I mean, it's just... go and read like a proper book.
Or talk to your other half. Maybe...
What's this show? This is a weird show. A world... There's an advert for a show above Paul Weller, next to Yes, and underneath Ralph McTell. Oh, sorry, and next to Jason Donovan, the 10 Good Reasons and Greatest Hits Tour, performing for the first time ever the full 10 Good Reasons album. Dealey, do you want to come with me to a concert? I can't believe it. How do I get free tickets? I don't want to pay for it. But look at this show. This is happening at the Royal Albert Hall. Ever wondered what it would be like to be at a Beatles recording sessions? The sessions at Abbey Road, world premiere, a live restaging of the historic recording sessions of the Beatles. What?
So they're going to sulk and not talk to each other?
scratching the bottom of the barrel a little bit, aren't they? John Lennon's going to be going up to the roof while he's on LSD. That's a true story. It actually happened. John Lennon says to George Martin, I'm feeling a bit queer. George says, why don't you go up onto the roof of Abbey Road and get some fresh air? Goes up there, 20 minutes later, Paul goes, George, do you know where John is? Got a little bit of wacky-backy. I said, I've sent him up to the roof. What are you doing, man? He's tripping on acid. And I had to go up and save him. Great story, guys. Great story.
Thank goodness they did.
Thank goodness.
For music.
There we go. Any texts?
Let's have a look. Yeah, I've got some odd ones. I mean, do you want the odd ones as well?
Yeah, I'll be honest. The vibe was there. Then the vibes kind of disappeared a little bit, and
Okay. I mean, the cockapoo trend continues. Jamie's got one, and he wants to boast about it. I've got an anonymous one that says knockers. Obviously, he's still answering the doorbells or knockers debate.
Well, I mean, it's easy for them to say, but we all know the correct answer, of course, is
doorbells.
Thank you.
No.
Sorry.
Knockers is better.
No. Well, it's on the front page. There we go. This is Mo Farah, right? This is Mo Farah.
What made you think of that? Our doorbell.
Testers, excuse me. Steady. Testers rang Mo Bell 1 hour. That's a weird, lazy headline. Testers rang Mo Bell 1 hour. Doping investigators rang Mo Farah's
doorbells.
Thank you. For an hour before the 2012 Olympics, the athlete, 32, who'd already missed one test, said, I didn't hear it!
Why didn't they ring him up?
Full story, back page. Drug tester... Oh, keep doing this. Drug tester rang Mo's
doorbells
for an hour. Doping investigators... Who's the dope in this story? Huh? Really?
Knockers are better.
Well, I think that's what he thinks now. Doping investigators rang Mo Farah's
doorbells
for an hour without reply while the athlete was inside. Double Olympic champion Farah, who'd already missed one test before the drug team's second visit, was a single failed appointment away from being ruled out of London 2012.
Doorbells.
You see?
An hour ringing it. No one rings a doorbell for an hour.
I ring the doorbell. Wait. Ring the doorbell. Wait. Knock. Leave.
Exactly. But if you're very insistent, you have a look in the window to see if they're behind the sofa on the floor. Then you might go around the back, see if they're in the garden. It might have been a nice day.
Well, it's in, I can't find what paper it's in because we got the papers late today, so I'm not as familiar with them as I'd like to be. But one of the papers suggests that his lawyer, his legal representative, made a video explaining why Mo Farah couldn't hear his
doorbells.
And it's because he was upstairs with like a noisy machine or something.
Was he?
It was upstairs. I can't remember what paper
A fitness
it is.
device?
Yeah, something like that. And so that's why he couldn't hear it. Now, of course, we're not suggesting that Mo Farah has in any way done anything wrong apart from missed drug tests.
Or getting a quiet doorbell.
Getting a quiet doorbell. And his coach, I believe, has been linked to drugs. That's so people are now kind of joining the dots perhaps a little bit prematurely. But I don't really like Mo Farah.
Why?
No reason. No. 2 reasons. One is the Mobot. And secondly, remember when he only did half an Olympics for half a marathon for a load of money?
Yeah.
Did half a marathon for a load of cash, and I thought, no, no.
Oh no,
Mo. That disappointed me a lot. So.
But you normally would say a person like that was a player.
Well,
I love Big Bum.
I'd say that. I wouldn't say he was a player.
Well, look, if you can get the same money for not running as far, why would you?
Phileas Mogg, trip from Oz to Northern Ireland via London. I don't believe these cats' travelling stories, because my cat, she can barely walk up the stairs these days. That's why I'm thinking of getting a dog. A globe-trotting Aussie... I'm going, hurry up, Velves, come on. We've had 14 years together. Go on, jog on. I'm not at all. When my cat dies, I will be devastated. Oh, here's a text. Why can't I hear Kelly's sexy voice? Because she ain't got a sexy voice.
Dan, pervert.
Iain, Dunstable better than stinking London, especially the council estate you grew up in. I didn't grow up in London, mate, but never mind. The Rec has a gym. I pump iron there sometimes. Pop in and do you a... What? And by the way, I was filling in about, every word was missing about 3 letters there.
Maybe he's pumping as he types.
Dunstable better than stinking London, the council estate you grew up in. I didn't grow up in London. What are you talking about? A globe-trotting Aussie Ginger Tom's catnav meow-functioned. Oh, that is good. His catnav meow-functioned when it travelled 11,000 miles from Sydney to Northern Ireland via London. Microchip data. That's a strange name for a cat. The sentence continues. Microchip data showed the ancient 25-year-old, 25 years old, this cat is like a fantasy cat, isn't it? Was found in Armagh, was chipped as Tigger at Sydney in 2000. He turned up at a stray... Oh, this is not a story.
No. Someone moved from Australia and lost their cat.
You've cat to be kissing me.
Huh?
Yeah, you heard.
He turned up as a stray at a London's vet clinic in 2004, but no owners could be traced. Last night, cats protection rescuers in Armagh were musing over how the plucky puss has since managed to cross the Irish Sea. They want to reunite the cat with his owner, posting online, if only he could tell us of his travels. What a stupid thing to say. He's a cat. And unless you can find a way of burrowing a camera in his eyeball, there is a way, and I'm not telling you, it's a very expensive procedure, then you'll never know.
What it sounds like is this cat is feral and some people have tried to tame the littlest hobo and it just keeps moving on.
Oh, I'm sorry, I know we've got to go to the travel. I'm going to... We'll play a little bit of... by the way, we can get this clip at some point, no rush. What's the story, Morning Glory? I'm going to give you a headline and then we will reveal what the story is afterwards, OK? It's a brilliant headline. So the headline is... Johnny Rotten. Johnny Rotten.
Oh, no.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The A1 northbound has a lane closed at Biggleswade South at the home base roundabout. That's because a lorry is overturned there and it's also hit a lamppost. So there's only one lane closed there at Biggleswade South at the moment, but police are saying they may have to close the road entirely there at that point later on to recover the lorry. On the A1 southbound, it's slow from Boreham Wood towards the Apex corner in Edgware, and also having a look at the speed sensors, it's busy on all the approaches into St Albans sites this morning. It's busy on Hatfield Road and Victoria Road and London Road, especially heading into the centre of St Albans. On the M25 anti-clockwise, it's busy from junction 17 for Maple Cross to 15 for the M4. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much indeed. 7:46. It is Friday, the 19th of June. I'm Iain Lee. These are headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A man was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday and remains in custody. Hertfordshire police say a device which was destroyed in a controlled explosion was not viable. David Cameron will warn today that the extremist ideology of Islamic State is being quietly condoned in parts of some British Muslim communities. And a GP from Bedfordshire is still being allowed to practice, even though he's been accused of nearly 40 indecent assaults against 24 female patients.
Beds, hearts and bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hello, very good morning to you. It's going to turn cloudier as we head through the rest of the morning and into the afternoon. It's a fairly bright start, I'll give you that, particularly towards southern areas and eastern areas of Hertfordshire as well. Nice and bright there, some sunshine still hanging on. But we do have some cloud that's going to spread down from the north, so a cloudier afternoon in store for us. Temperatures not quite as high as they were yesterday, but still I think comfortably up to around 18, possibly 19 Celsius, 66 in Fahrenheit, just a light northwesterly breeze too. Staying dry all day, of course, overnight tonight. Then we'll see lots of cloud around, perhaps a few spots of rain coming from the thickness of the cloud, but nothing more than that, and lows of around 13 or 14 degrees. Tomorrow we may just see a few outbreaks of mostly light showery rain just through the late morning, first part of the afternoon. It's going to feel warm tomorrow, really quite muggy I think, quite a lot of cloud around, some brightness around into the afternoon, but watch out for one or two showers. That's just a small possibility rather than a certainty through the late afternoon, just as we get a bit of heating. Sunday will feel a bit fresher, but it should be dry and there'll be some brightness around too. That's the forecast.
Every weekday morning.
Coming up at 9 on the Big Phone In this morning, is it a good idea to make jobless teenagers work for their benefits? How would you like this country to stand up to President Putin? Are you surprised to see British people being blatantly racist?
The JVS Show.
I think we've got to get over this issue about racism doesn't exist. It has existed. It will probably carry on existing.
What I wanted to say is they've got this completely the wrong way round. You know, that is also true. That is also true.
You will always get some, but they are such a minority.
I think the man's a buffoon. Get him up, get him out of bed, give him a sense of purpose.
The JVS Show.
Do you think we have got to, as a country, start taking this issue more seriously?
Every weekday morning on BBC Three Counties Radio. Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The Luton and Dunstable Hospital is considering moving some of its services to a Travelodge off Junction 11 of the M1. The Trust says that by housing the fracture clinic, orthopaedic clinic and other services all in one place, it will improve the patient experience. Well, Melanie Chalk is the Deputy Programme Director of the hospital redevelopment. Morning, Melanie.
Good morning, hi.
People will be surprised at moving hospital facilities into a Premier Inn. Travelodge, sorry. Why are you doing this?
So this is part of the Trust's wider site redevelopment over the next 5 years to redevelop the Luton and Dunstable Hospital site, really to improve clinical services for patients and to increase the footprint of quite a landlocked hospital site.
I don't know what that means. Why are you using a Travelodge?
So the Travelodge is very close to the hospital. It provides us space in which to grow some of our services. And what it also does is free up space on the hospital site to expand our emergency department.
So you haven't got enough room?
We don't have enough space, no. Right. We need to grow. We know that the population is growing, the needs of the population are growing, and we're trying to look at every alternative we have to provide clinical services on-site, off-site and close to the site.
So what services exactly will be happening at the Travelodge?
So we're aiming to create an orthopaedic hub which will include the current fracture clinics, orthopaedic clinics and the associated imaging and musculoskeletal services that go alongside that.
And then what? Then will patients stay in the Travelodge?
No, they won't. So this is going to be an outpatient facility on the ground floor. It's currently an area that the hospital leases anyway, but it'll be outpatient services that patients will come into. They'll have their appointments all in one place. And that's one of the benefits, actually, Iain, is that we bring all of these services together. So instead of patients going to a number of different clinics, seeing a number of different specialists, they can go to one clinic and see all the specialists they need in one visit.
How much does it cost?
So the whole site redevelopment, our target budget is 150 million, and a small proportion of that will be spent on the Travelodge in the region of about 1.5 million.
Over what period of time?
So we hope to have the orthopaedic clinic up and running by the end of this year, but the whole site redevelopment will be continuing over the next 4 to 5 years. And the orthopaedic hub creation is just one of the many enabling schemes that we're doing imminently to develop the site.
Right. And the £1.5 million on the Travelodge site, what is that? Is that the cost each year? The cost in total? How does that work?
No, so that's the total cost of refurbishing that. So what we're trying to do is create a really state-of-the-art facility, so a modern facility that's very comfortable for patients and that makes sense for patients. So we know on the Luton Dunstable Hospital site that we've grown over previous years in a way that can be quite confusing to patients. We don't have all the services in the right place next to each other where a patient might expect them to be. So with the creation of the orthopaedic hub, as I say, we're expecting state-of-the-art facilities for patients so that everything they need is all in one place if they are on an orthopaedic pathway.
Does it not make you sad, Melanie, that I can completely understand why you have to do it, and it's not quite as outrageous as it sounds at first listen, but does it not make you sad that hospitals and the buildings aren't quite getting maybe the treatment and the money that they deserve so that you can keep this all on site? I understand why you can't keep it on site, but hospitals don't feel like hospitals, do they?
I hear what you're saying. I mean, I think there's two views there. I mean, a lot of our users would very much prefer services in the community closer to home. So in that sense, it definitely achieves that. But equally, a lot of people would like all services to be provided on sites. And the good thing about the orthopaedic hub is that it will be very close to the hospital site. So it's just the other side of the motorway.
Okay. All right, Melanie, listen, I appreciate you explaining that this morning. Thank you very much indeed. That's Melanie Chalk, Deputy Programme Director of the Hospital Redevelopment. I can understand that. Ken's emailed in. Well, Ken's emailed in with a complaint.
Melanie.
OMG, stop starting sentences with the word so. I tell you what, Ken, I'll stop starting sentences with the word so if you stop starting emails with OMG. All right, geez? Hey, here's a fun game that Kath and I were playing yesterday.
Oh.
The number of The number of Beach Boys songs that begin with the word well. Well, since you put me down. Let's play it. Let's play Beach Boy Poker. We're playing Beach Boy Well Poker. I'll go first. Okay. Well, since you put me down, I've been out doing in my head. Help me, Rhonda.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine.
Well, she took her daddy's car and she cruised to the hamburger stand now.
Helly Betts.
Well.
You're out. Well, it's been building up inside of me for, I don't know how long. Next.
Well, welcome, welcome.
Well, okay, yeah, that's, okay. I'm just looking at the ones that I sent you yesterday because I can't remember. They all start with well. I think I.
Well, I ain't bragging,
Well,
but I gotta know.
That doesn't start with.
Does?
Oh, yeah, I sent you that one. That's one of mine.
Yeah.
Well, East Coast girls are hip. I really dig those styles they wear. Go on.
Well, that
doesn't start. You might as well
don't hear the well.
You might as well just go, well, Kokomo.
That's what you hit me with yesterday, and I let you have it.
Well, I've been thinking about all the places we surfed and danced and all the faces. They nearly all begin with well. Well Poker by the Beach Boys. Have we got any texts?
Let's have a look. I don't think so. Let me just check.
Oh, no, hang on a second. I do apologise. I believe we were playing this.
Oh, that.
Let me just take that right down there. Oh, let me take it up a bit. Split the difference, Iain. Split the difference. The difference would be at 20... Oh, it's crashed. It doesn't matter. Right, so the story is... Where has it gone? Johnny Rotten.
Do you want to start with Kelly?
I don't really want Kelly to be involved in this game, if I'm completely honest. If push comes to shove, but...
Is it to do... And apologies for this, guys, but you all know what this is going to be about.
No, you don't know, guys. You don't know what it's going to be about.
Is it about a prophylactic?
Yeah, you do know what it's going to be about. Yes, you do. Prophylactic.
That had been in someone's wallet for 6 years?
No, mate. It's even better than that.
60 years?
No.
600 years?
No. Brits at risk from dodgy condoms. This is actually a pretty...
This is public service announcement.
This is actually a pretty serious story. There we go. We got the level. So this is serious stuff. Brits are being sold fake condoms. A fake condom?
It looks like a condom, but it isn't one.
It looks like a condom, smells like a condom, tastes like a condom. It's got to be a condom. Which could put them at risk of unwanted pregnancies. Sorry?
Did you just say that?
Yeah.
No.
He sort of sang it.
And sexual diseases. Millions of contraceptives which are likely to split or have tiny holes in them have been imported. Now here's a weird thing. The cheap rubbers... which do not meet... Is that a thing? Can you say that? Which do not... Here you go, not the other place. Which do not meet UK safety standards. Oh, here we go. Mainly from factories in China. Yeah,
they come over here.
They come over here.
Impregnating our women.
Oh, dearie. Doesn't it make you sick, dearie me? Well, a condom user, Ben Fisher, 26, an electrician from Bristol, said, I bought 5 boxes...
No, boasted. Read that again.
Condom user Ben Fisher, 26, an electrician from Bristol, boasted, I bought 5 boxes of 10 Durex condoms for 10 quid from a market stall. Oh,
what could
man.
possibly go wrong with that?
I used one with a girl I was seeing. It split. I put another one on. That snapped as well. We tried a third and that broke quickly too, so we stopped. I later discovered I caught chlamydia. Right, I mean, that guy really is. It's just... Kelly panicking now. Mark, why would you buy those things? There are okay, listen, you know, if you go to the market, you buy chocolate.
Dusty chocolate.
That ain't real chocolate. So why would you, the battery, the Duracells you buy from the market, they're not real Duracells.
My granddad bought me a travel hairdryer from the market. As soon as I plugged it in France, kaboom.
Exactly. Nothing you buy in the market is real. So why on earth would you buy those bad boys?
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the A1 northbound, there's still a lane closed at the home-based roundabout at Biggleswade South. That's because a lorry's overturned there and it's also damaged a lamppost. Police are advising that the road will have to probably be fully closed later on for recovery of the lorry and the lamppost at Biggleswade South. In Borehamwood, on the A1 southbound, it's slow from the Holiday Inn towards the Apex corner in Edgware, and also looking at the speed sensors in Watford on Chalk Hill, it's slow around the Bushy Arches. On the M25, it's busy anti-clockwise from junction 17 for Maple Cross to 16 for the M40, but no delays showing up on the speed sensors in the other direction. No reports of any problems either on the train departure boards. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. Joe does an interesting tweet regarding the last story, not the Johnny Rotten, the one before that. He says, right, a hospital redevelopment gets 150 million quid and the Houses of Parliament redevelopment gets 4 billion quid. Hashtag priorities. We can talk about that a bit later on if you want. 03459 455 555 is the phone number. More of your calls after the news with Simon.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 8 o'clock. The headlines. Police say Watford device was not viable. Cameron to warn of support for IS among some British Muslims. And Bedfordshire GP still practising despite assault charges.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
A man who was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday remains in custody. Hertfordshire police say a device which was destroyed in a controlled explosion was not viable. More from Lee Agnew.
In photographs taken of the man being arrested, he appears to be white and was wearing a burqa. Hertfordshire police say that when he was arrested, he was carrying 2 rucksacks containing children's books. Police cordoned off Watford High Street and the Ring Road, while the suspicious device, which was found in Market Street, was blown up by the army.
David Cameron will warn today that the extremist ideology of Islamic State is being quietly condoned in parts of some British Muslim communities. Speaking at a security conference in Slovakia, Mr Cameron will also say the police and intelligence services should not be blamed when young people become radicalised and travel to Syria. An inquest will open today into the death of a man at Luton Police Station last weekend. 25-year-old Istiak Youssef had been arrested on suspicion of domestic violence. The Independent Police Complaints Commission has been informed. A GP from Bedfordshire is still being allowed to practice even though he's been accused of nearly 40 indecent assaults against 24 female patients. The Larksfield surgery in Stotfold, where Dr Robert Lewis continues to see patients, says he is not suspended and is working to NHS, England and General Medical Council conditions. The 49-year-old from Shefford pleaded not guilty at Luton Crown Court to 20 allegations after earlier denying a further 17 charges. These patients in Stotfold had this to say.
Oh, he's been all right with me, so when I've seen him, he's been all right.
I feel he should be suspended until it's sorted.
Well, if it's gone that far, then no, I think he should be suspended pending further inquiries, really.
A man who's suspected of shooting dead 9 people at an African-American church in South Carolina has been flown back to the state after being arrested more than 200 miles away. Dylan Roof, who's 21, is expected to appear in court later today. 2 women have been robbed at gunpoint by men who used a ladder to climb onto the roof of their house in Gerrard's Cross and get in through an upstairs window. The women were forced to hand over jewellery and cash in the early hours of yesterday morning in Duke's Kiln Drive. Police have described it as a shocking crime and have put on extra patrols in the area. Luton North MP Kelvin Hopkins and Wycombe's Steve Baker are among MPs from 3 parties who formed a group which hopes to set up an official out campaign in the European Union referendum. The group includes the former Conservative Cabinet Minister Owen Paterson and UKIP's only MP Douglas Carswell. In sport, Rory McIlroy is 7 shots behind the leaders after the first round of the US Open. McIlroy carded a 2-over par 72, and Watford are to host Europa League winners Sevilla in their final pre-season game before the start of the Premier League campaign. The weather, mostly cloudy today with a chance of a shower, feeling cooler than yesterday, a maximum temperature 17 degrees Celsius, and you can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
So boobs, it's not new, it's not new, it's not new, it's not new.
Thank you, Simon. Morning, Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. It's 3 minutes past 8. I'm trying to walk at least an hour every day, and man, my legs are flipping killing me they are. Carpet Martin says on Twitter, imagine excitedly telling your friends and family that you are going to be in the paper only to be described as a condom user and one who's had a dose of the clap. I don't think we say that anymore. Oh man, well today's supposedly the happiest day of the year. Let's celebrate grumpiness, shall we? Let's embrace the grumpy side of us. 03459 455 555.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Have we got any texters?
Yes.
81333, start your text 3CR. By the way, guys,
If you would like to send us something.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Oh, right, okay. You know Al, the lorry driver you spoke to earlier on?
Yeah.
He says he goes through your old man at Britwell.
Oh, right, nice one. Well, good for you.
So there's a little shout out to you.
Thank you.
Tell Kelly I miss her voice and that I went to the same high school as her.
That's just creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, and it gets creepier.
Okay.
I know you can't say after 7, but what's happened with Ian's membership cards for when there was only 10 of us listening between 6 and...
It was a good idea that I had that I didn't continue any further.
I mean, we could do it.
No. A GP from Bedfordshire is still being allowed to practice, even though he's been accused of nearly 40 indecent assaults against 24 female patients. The Larksfield surgery in Stopfold, where Dr. Robert Lewis continues to see patients, says he's not suspended and is working to NHS England and GMC conditions. The 49-year-old from Sheffields pleaded not guilty at Luton Crown Court to 20 allegations after earlier denying a further 17 charges. The allegations were first made to police in 2013. Well, I'm joined now by Dr. Mike Smith, who's chair of the Patients Association. Good morning, Mike.
Morning, Ian.
Patients that we have spoken to on this show, well, they're not best pleased, and I guess they've got every right to be aggrieved, haven't they?
Well, I don't understand the details of this, obviously, but so I can't comment in detail.
Yeah,
but suffice it to say, the GMC are rigorous in protecting patients' interests, and NHS England is, for the first time in my experience, actually understanding what it is that patients need and want. And if those two august bodies have gone through this, and after all, you know, you are innocent until proved guilty, and this man has said he hasn't accepted the charges, so one has to take that into account too. And as I say, I can't comment on the detail because I don't know it, but I mean in general terms, having gone through a GMC and an NHS scrutiny, and also I believe from hearing others talk about this particular case that he's chaperoned every time he sees anybody now.
Is it? Were you surprised to hear that a doctor accused of things like this was still practising? What's the normal way this works? I would imagine suspension would be the normal thing.
Well, I mean, I've known of one local case to me about 15 years ago that wasn't abuse. It was a seeming accident. And I won't go into the details, but it was with a child, and the parents were actually present. And the gist of it was that the child got hurt inadvertently. according to what the doctor said, and he was subsequently upheld. But he was suspended, in retrospect, totally unjustly, because, in fact, what had occurred was nothing to do with him or his fault or his intention. And that's the case that I've had in detail. And, in retrospect, it did seem an unfair decision that he was suspended that time. So, in fact, they do take things very seriously. And, I mean, if there have been 40 suggestions that something was wrong, that will have been taken into account. But, we are innocent until proven guilty.
Oh, of course. We make snap judgments, though, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
As human beings. I just wonder if I were a patient in this position, innocent until proven guilty, of course, but the other part of our brain thinks, well, no smoke without fire. I wonder how I would feel if I were a patient visiting a doctor who'd been accused of things like that.
Well, yes, indeed. That is a very good point. And perhaps the patients will be doing this themselves. So one must see, but one hopes certainly that whatever's going on is resolved ASAP for everybody in everybody's best interests.
Mike, final question. If a patient is unhappy with the GP that they've got for whatever reason, they're well within their rights to see another GP within that surgery, aren't they? And say, yes, I don't want to see Dr. Jones because of what, of this, and this.
Yeah, I mean, the NHS Constitution, which is about 40 or 50 pages of written script, does set out everybody's patient's rights and responsibilities, and they have far more rights than anybody generally thinks about without having read this document. There are also a few responsibilities, obviously, and one of them is that you do have a big choice in who you see and what your treatment is. Certainly.
Mike, I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you very much indeed. Dr. Mike Smith chairs the Patient Association.
This is Iain Lee
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Let me rephrase that. He chairs the Patients Association. The Patient Association is a completely different organisation that just, they're very calm. They're very calm people. Tess says, how do I get 3CR on my iPhone 6? Can't go... Well, she says can go without the show in the mornings. I'm hoping that she means can't go. You're obviously not listening. Hang on a second. Let me just reply to her. BBC iPlayer or Tune In app. There we go. I hope that answers the question for you. 03459 455 555 is the telephone number. Scouse Pat's on the line. Morning, Scouse.
Hey, good morning.
What you got for us?
Well, I'm grumpy this morning.
Beautiful.
because I've got nothing to be grumpy about, and I couldn't ring you to say I was grumpy because I wasn't grumpy, and that made me grumpy.
I was chatting to a friend on the phone the other day, 2 days ago, and he was going, just phone up, see how everything is. And I went, oh, everything's all right, actually. And normally, I'm so used to reeling off a list of complaints and irks. I went, no, actually, everything's all right, and that makes me feel suspicious. I don't like it. Are you one of those people like me, Pat, that I need a reason to feel anxious and annoyed with the world?
Absolutely. I'm extremely uncomfortable at the moment because I can't see any disaster looming. So I'm a little bit unsure as to how this is supposed to pan out today, to be fair with you.
Pat, listen, I want to... do you mind if I use and indeed abuse you on the wireless? Would that be okay?
Go on.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not that bad. I just, that I lost a load of clips in the move. I kept some of the classics like this.
Doorbells.
And of course, I've got this.
Never.
But we're missing a load, Pat. And I just wondered, you've got such a powerful voice. Could I get you to fake a clip for me?
Yeah, just count me in, I suppose.
Okay, what clip can we get, Pat? He's got such a beautiful voice. What can we get him to say for us?
We've still got I Was Shock, haven't we? So
yeah,
what do we have?
I'm beginning to
Sleep on a snake.
Oh,
can you tell us, Pat? This is going to require a bit of improvisation from you. Can you tell us the reason? Can you something along the lines of the reason a cat claws your lap when it's sitting down is because it's worried it's going to sit on a snake. I know it's a bit long, Pat, but I'm giving it to you, my darling, because I know that you can do this.
The reason a cat claws your lap because it's frightened to sit on a snake.
God bless you, Pat. I hope you have a really grumpy day today.
Thank you. The best.
Thanks for calling. Ta-ta. We'll add that into the computer system.
What I particularly like about that is the Scouse snake.
You love the Scouse snake.
Snake.
Isn't it funny how quickly we're forgetting the clips what we lost? They were so important a week ago, and now I don't no idea what they are.
What was another one that Dave Luton did when he was still talking to us?
Why? Listen, man, we've got to sort this out. Can Kelly?
Yes.
Phone up Dave Luton. Tell him he doesn't owe us any money.
What's his number?
Oh my God.
No, not oh my God.
Oh
dear, oh pray.
Oh dear, oh pray. It's a Luton number.
I want someone to say traumatised.
Oh,
okay, fine.
yeah, we do need that one.
We'll get that sorted out. Let's put a call into Dave Luton. Let's just say, look, Dave, you don't owe us any money. There's no hard feelings. Come on. Come back on the air, be our friend. Where's Colin in Dunstable? All these, we're going to move to Dunstable. We're going to be really big friends. We're going to hang out. Well, where are you slackers?
Charlie,
You
big potatoes when we were distant. but
In it,
now-
though. In it. In it.
Is though.
Have we got anything?
We've got Jonathan if you want him to come in.
No, I
He's
don't.
standing behind
No,
me, he's standing proud.
No. Have we got any texts?
Yeah, let's have a look. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is one that Melanie Chalk's just rung me about. You know, Melanie, that we spoke to about putting a bit of the hospital in the travel lodge?
Oh, yeah.
Not as weird as it sounds.
Yeah.
She says, she forgot to say, and can we please put this over? And she was nice, so let's, right?
Yeah, let's put it over.
Further to the interview with Melanie Chalk, which is herself, can we confirm we want to hear...
Third person, I like it.
Well, I think...
I like your style.
From members of the public, and a public consultation has been arranged for next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Luton Library. Thursday and Saturday at Dunstable Extra, Skimpot Road. Friday, Dunstable Market. So if you're worried about it, come and have a look.
A semi-retired farmer has become the world's oldest best man. Why are these words coming out my mouth? Where?
Dave, it's Kelly. It's Three Counties.
Move the microphone over to her.
Where have you been, player? What have you got? You've had a change of job?
Right. Well, hang on, he's an old man.
Why
He
don't you
doesn't
ring
have a job.
us anymore?
He's on the phone now.
Just ask him to put him on the line. Right, we're going to go to travel, and then we'll have him, shall we? Dearie me, we've got bully people to phone us. Unbelievable. 03459 455 555.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the A1 northbound, a lane's closed at Biggleswade South at the home base roundabout because a lorry overturned earlier and it hit a lamppost as well, so that has also been damaged. Police are advising they may have to close the road at that point later on. On the A1 southbound, it's also looking very slow from the St Neots junction towards the Black Cat roundabout, and in Bedford on the A6 Paula Radcliffe Way between Clapham Road and Cutthroat Lane there are roadworks, so that is starting to cause some queues. On the M25 it's slow anti-clockwise from junction 17 for Maple Cross to 16 for the M40, and Southern Trains are just reporting delays of 15 minutes between Watford Junction and Clapham Junction. That's because a train's broken down. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much, Sammy. It is 8:15. It's Friday, the 19th of June. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A man who was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday remains in custody. Hertfordshire police say a device which was destroyed in a controlled explosion was not viable. David Cameron will warn today that the extremist ideology of Islamic State is being quietly condoned in parts of some British Muslim communities, and a GP from Bedfordshire is still being allowed to practice, even though he's been accused of nearly 40 indecent assaults against 24 female patients.
Nick Coffer on BBC Three Counties Radio.
The book is all about how you can use nature to make walking a detective game. There's no cost to spending 10 minutes looking at all this stuff. Three mums from Hertfordshire have got something a little bit different planned. This weekend they're walking 100 kilometres.
We've done lots of training and we're aiming to complete it within 24 hours.
Nick Coffer.
Is that a maze in front of your house?
It's called a parterre.
Oh, it's a parterre, is it?
I planted it myself with 540 plants, so I know it's a parterre.
Award-winning Milton Keynes sports journalist Mike Calvin has written Gareth Thomas's autobiography.
I've got to think what you think, I've got to see what you see, I've got to hear what you hear, and that will be an inherently painful process.
Nick Coffer, weekdays from 12 on BBC Three Counties Radio.
But still, nice, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, JVS.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, there's a cup of coffee over there. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you, Kels. Kels Bells. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Are you well?
Thinking of getting a dog.
What?
Nothing whatsoever. What?
You're getting a dog?
No.
You think you're getting a dog?
I might be.
I'm looking after my friend's dog at the moment.
What is it?
It's a black lab.
Okay.
Do you want to borrow her? She's lovely.
No.
She's the perfect dog.
Well, why?
She just is perfect. She does everything you ask. She's not excitable.
No.
She trots along next to you to heel perfectly. She's
Too big. Too big.
No, she's lovely. She's not big.
Cockapoo.
A cockapoo. Aren't they a bit bonkers?
What? I don't know. They look cute.
You are the kind of person, if you were going to get a dog, you'd end up getting some kind of bonkers one.
What do you mean a bonk? What does that even mean?
Well, you know, like
the kind of person that would get a bonkers dog.
Well, just like a dog that is always up to mischief and shenanigans. Like, oh, it's just Ian's dog. It's up to shenanigans.
No, I'm not going to get a shenaniganizing dog. I'm not even going to get a dog. It's not even happening. But if it were happening, then cockapoos look cute, don't they?
Right. Well,
how big is a cockapoo? That big?
I think they can be a bit bigger than that, actually.
Okay, well,
yeah, about that big.
Okay, I can handle a dog that size.
You should get a Maine Coon. I heard you talk about Maine Coon cats earlier.
They're massive.
They're huge.
I've just seen a picture. I saw a picture of one. They're incredible.
They are very big.
But what does it do, though?
They catch mice. They were bred to be brilliant mouse catchers.
Oh, my girl's getting a bit old now. She doesn't bring us mice or voles anymore.
Right.
Last thing she brought in was about 3 months ago. It was a mole that was still twitching. And I had to say to the boys, I'm going to take it out into the garden. It'll be fine. I'm going to release it. I didn't. When they weren't looking, I turned back, went in the garage, got a brick.
No!
Yeah, I had to. I had to. It was like this.
I had to do that with a baby rabbit once.
A rabbit?
It didn't have any legs.
I did it with a kitten as well in Spain.
What?
Yeah, I know. This is like animal death poker. Kitten in Spain, horrible holiday in Spain. I've been given the wrong tablet, so I was covered in this red rash. So I didn't go out. I was really grumpy. The one day we went out, we went for tapas, we got ripped off mercilessly, and then as we were walking back...
So you're already in a mood.
Oh, I'm in a terrible mood. We're walking back, and I saw a kitten get run over, but it was still alive. It's just its body was excuse me, squashed.
Oh,
flat.
No, don't.
And it was there going...
No.
And I said to my friends, anyone going to do anything with this? They said, like, what? I said,
this is very upsetting.
I had to get a rock.
Can we change the subject?
I had to stove its head in.
Oh, no, don't.
I said a prayer. I did actually say a few words for it.
You said a few prayers?
I said a prayer.
Really?
I did say a prayer, yeah. I did actually.
Right.
So that's all right.
Can you remember what your prayer was?
Oh, it was just something like... It was just something like,
Our Father.
It wasn't like... It was like, dear God,
Dear God.
I'm really sorry I'm doing this, but I'm doing it for the right reason and, look after this cat in heaven and stuff. You never know. I was like 27. I was a grown man. I was a man.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I feel absolutely crestfallen now, having had that discussion. Yeah.
Great vibe. What have you got on your show?
Coming up on the Big Phone in this morning, we're going to be talking about the full face veil. I know you've discussed this local story this morning.
Yes.
Concerns about security have been raised after a white man in a niqab with only his eyes showing was arrested in Watford yesterday, leading to the controlled explosion of a suspicious package in the town centre. Security concerns in Belgium compelled the government there to ban full facial coverings in many public places, whilst the Dutch government has also banned it in areas where they deem it important to know someone's identity. France, meanwhile, has a total ban on full facial coverings, with the former president, Nicolas Sarkozy, famously declaring they oppress women and have no place in France. Well, the most recent ban on the veil has come from Chad, where the government has banned people from wearing the full face veil following 2 suicide bomb attacks on Monday of this week. Well, from 9 this morning, I want to hear your reaction to this. Would you like the full face veil banned in the UK? Do you think this story illustrates just how dangerous it is to allow people to walk through busy town centres covering their identity? From 9 this morning, your reaction. 03459 455 555. Would you like the full face veil banned in the UK?
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Just found something on my computer. Can I just indulge me 1 second, dear listener? I just want to find out what this is. Hang on. What's this?
OK, it's that, right. Nothing exciting, nothing to see here. Now, police are continuing to question a man who was arrested during a major security alert in Watford yesterday. In photographs, as he was being taken into custody, he appears to be a white gentleman and was wearing a burqa. Police cordoned off Watford High Street and the Ring Road while the suspicious device was blown up by the army. Well, Dorothy Thornhill is the Liberal Democrat Mayor of Watford and joins me now. Morning, Dorothy.
Good morning, Ian.
Do we
a
know
relieved mayor, I have to say.
Yeah, I bet you are. It could have been so different. Do we know any more about this? Has anything else happened, sort of been revealed overnight?
No, not that we're aware of. I think the police are getting ready to issue a statement. But for me, two things. Wasn't it great that a member of the public thought, hang on, there's something a bit funny there, and did something about it? Wasn't it great that the police just swung into action with their stunning professionalism? So reassuring to know that they, that's what they do and they do it well.
As the mayor of Watford, how does it work? Do you have like a special direct line that someone phones up and says, we got a problem? Or how do you find out about something like this?
They always tell me. And then I can get an option that, do you want to go into the control room for the video, CCTV, or just stay on the end of the line, and they'll keep me updated. But obviously, I'd worked yesterday, so I was busy and just kept getting regular updates.
And you're right; it is a relief. It must. When you get that call saying, "Hey, there is a suspicious package. We don't know anymore. We'll let you know." As mayor, how does that make you feel?
It's something. I know it might sound melodramatic, but when we had the explosion in Hemel Hempstead, the big explosion, we could hear it in Watford, and I remember bolting out of bed and thinking, "My God, this is it! It is a bomb in the Harlequin Centre." And as a public figure in that way, it's always in your mind, what if it happens? What's my role? What do we do? How do we keep the community together? And to be honest with this, because it looked so much like the real deal, that was the scary thing for me, the way it was treated. You have to start thinking, well, we've got somebody like this in our community. Has it, what's happening? Are they part of a group? Is it? So to me, it's a total relief to find that clearly somebody had some intention about what he was doing. But the fact that it was a non-viable device, and clearly, white guy in burqa, we can all kind of perhaps speculate about what his motives were. But it perhaps wasn't what we perhaps all thought at the beginning, which has to be a relief.
Dorothy, what's your message to the people of Watford as they're on their way to school and to work and going about their business today?
Well, our town is safe, but thank you, the person who was actually alert to it. Always report. The police say this. Report. They would rather be dragged to 100 incidents like that than risk one time when somebody turns a blind eye and we really do have damage to people and to property.
Dorothy, nice one. Thank you very much indeed. That's Liberal Democrat Mayor of Watford, Dorothy Thornhill.
This is Iain Lee
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hey, there's where's my papers? Hang on a second. It's all over the place today. Where's my mail? There it is. There's my mail. 03459 455 555. By the way, is the telephone number. What? What do you say?
I'm just getting you a call up.
All right. Oh, well, they're beautiful. There's no rush. There's a couple of stories in the mail today that I don't get. Well, the first one, this question is simple. Did rappers' dark songs drive this young rugby star to kill himself? No. We're having this conversation. I thought we had this conversation this conversation was solved in the 80s with Judas Priest. There was a massive court case. I think it was Judas Priest. A massive court case in the States about how Judas Priest had satanic messages that inspired young people to kill and commit suicide. They didn't. Rap music about murder and suicide. This is such an old-fashioned story, Andy Dolan of the Daily Mail. Rap music about murder and suicide may have encouraged a grade A schoolboy and promising rugby star to kill himself, an inquest heard. Oh, come on. Come on. this is a terrible story. Let's not try and link music to it. Why don't we look at, mental illness and depression and what was going on in this poor boy's life? William Musgrove, 14, was found hanged in a village lane with his mobile phone nearby. Oh, here we go. Yeah, no, they're right. It was rap music. repeatedly playing a song in which a teenager is told he's not brave enough to commit suicide. Coroner Dr. Robert Hunter told the inquest that William's interest in dark music may have had a bearing on his death. A track by US rapper Tyler, the Creator, was playing on repeat when the teenager's body was found. The 4-letter filled song... Come on, guys, really? Dr. Hunter said it would appear that William was a grade A student with a good circle of friends. He had no previous history of depression or suicidal thoughts. And you know that, how? This is a really dangerous story. He had a keen interest, the doctor continues, in America. How do you know that he didn't have a history of depression or suicidal? How do you know that? Poor boy and their family. He had a keen interest in American rap music, in particular the darker side of American rap music, with lyrics relating to suicide and death. He would have been an impressionable teenager. Oh, this is awful. He would have been an impressionable teenager, and this type of music would have had an effect on the way he looked at things. The coroner recorded a narrative conclusion, adding, I can't say why he did this. It was so out of blue, so out of character. Was it teenage experimentation? Oh, man alive. Oh, come on, guys. It's not 1986. I thought we'd had this conversation before. You can't blame music for it. For that poor, troubled boy who was lost. You can't blame some rapper for it. Dearie me. 03459 455 555. Let's get the Trav.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the A1 northbound, there's a lane closed at Biggleswade South at the home base roundabout. That's because a lorry's overturned and a lamppost has also been damaged, and there's still just a lane closed and traffic is able to pass. It's not looking too busy on the speed sensors, but police are advising that they will have to probably close the road fully later on this morning for the recovery of the lorry. On the A1, it's slow southbound approaching the Black Cat roundabout from the St Neots junction, and in Dunstable, it's looking quite slow on the High Street southbound. On the train departure boards, Southern services are reporting delays of 15 minutes between Watford Junction and Clapham Junction. That's because the train's broken down. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Sammy, thank you very much indeed. Last 30 minutes of the show. If you want to give us a call, you're more than welcome. We'll have Dealey in a bit as well. 03459 455 555. Today is supposed to be the happiest day in the year. Get over it. What are you grumpy about? Let's find out after the news with Simon.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
The headlines: a man who was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday remains in custody. Hertfordshire police say a device which was destroyed in a controlled explosion was not viable. David Cameron will warn today that the extremist ideology of Islamic State is being quietly condoned in parts of some British Muslim communities. And an inquest will open this morning into the death of a man at Luton Police Station last weekend. 25-year-old Istiak Yousaf had been arrested on suspicion of domestic violence.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Rory McIlroy is 7 shots behind the leaders after the first round of the US Open. McIlroy carded a 2 over par 72, as did Justin Rose and Ian Poulter. The joint leaders on 5 under are America's Dustin Johnson and Sweden's Henrik Stenson. Tiger Woods carded a 10 over par 80, but took comfort that fellow American Ricky Fowler did even worse with an 81.
It was a tough day. Got off to a bad start. I'm trying as hard as I can to do it, and it's just for some reason I just can't get the consistency that I would like to have out there. But you know, the bright side is at least I kicked Ricky's butt today.
Watford are to host Europa League winners Sevilla in their final pre-season game before the start of the Premier League campaign. The Spanish side will visit Vicarage Road on Saturday, August the 1st, with a 3 o'clock kick-off. Meanwhile, the Hornets are being linked with a club record move for Argentinian winger Diego Perotti from the Italian side Genoa. England's under-21s lost 1-0 to Portugal in their opening match of the European Championships in the Czech Republic. Tottenham striker Harry Kane started up front for England and has reiterated his desire to stay at White Hart Lane despite being linked with a move to Manchester United.
I've seen his interest, but that's all I know. Obviously, it's flattering to be interested and for other clubs to maybe be interested. But like I say, I'm happy at Spurs and I'm looking forward to the future with Spurs.
Practice starts at 9 o'clock this morning our time for Sunday's Austrian Grand Prix. Hertfordshire's Lewis Hamilton leads the Drivers' Championship by 17 points from Mercedes teammate Nico Rosberg. In tennis, Andy Murray will face Luxembourg's Gilles Muller in the quarter-finals at Queen's Club this afternoon. And the Women's Tour cycling continues today in Northamptonshire. Tomorrow they race from Broxbourne to Stevenage. The race finishes on Sunday with a stage from Marlow to Hemel Hempstead. BBC Three Counties News and Sport. The next full bulletin is at 9.
The reason a cat claws your lap because it's frightened to sit on a snake.
This is Iain Lee
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's smoothly done. Smoothly done from me there. 03459 455 555 is the telephone number. Well, we heard Kelly speaking to him before. Let's go straight to Dave Luton. Dave? Wagwan Kels, where's Dave?
It's coming on at 8:45.
Of course he is. Hang on, no, whoa. We've heard these promises before.
Hey, get ready, get your clips out. Get your clips out, get your clips out. You're going to be hearing this a lot.
Clip that. Clip that.
And?
Clip that.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Chris is in Luton. Good morning, Chris.
No, Chris is in Wilstead. Morning, Ian. How are you?
Was it so? What?
Wilstead, not Luton.
No, it says Luton on the screen, Chris.
Don't believe anything you read. I've just looked at your website and your phone number's on for contacting the show.
Have they got the wrong phone number on the website?
They got the 08 number up there still.
Boffins, change the phone number.
Do you know what you get if you ring that? You get an earful of Roberto.
Yeah, a message, yeah.
Oh, was it Roberto
How's
telling you to jog on?
To the universe. How are you getting on over there?
We had Catherine and I had a great charity shop run yesterday. We spent about £5 between us on a load of albums. Got some great stuff.
Fantastic.
I'm loving the vibe. And we had a Greg's Dummy as well. So, a sausage roll. So we are literally living the dream.
Good. I just thought I'd ring in about something I saw yesterday I haven't seen for a long time, and it was a hitchhiker.
Oh, now, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that you say that? Because I saw a hitchhiker the other day. I go up to Birmingham at the weekends, and I saw a lady hitchhiking in a petrol station, but she wasn't being very obvious about it. And I made the mistake, she was kind of going my way, and I made the mistake of making eye contact with her. And so she kind of went to pick up her bag, and I went, best of luck. And I got in and drove away. And I think, a part of me wanted to, but then supposing she was just wanting me for sex. I mean, do you know what? What would I do in that situation? Where did you see a hitchhiker?
I saw one on the A1 at Letchworth going Road. And if you remember years ago, at the bottom of the M1, they used to queue up there to get... There was 30 or 40 people there. You just don't see them anymore.
You don't. You see the ones where it's people where they've delivered a car, and those are the ones that are holding a number plate, a car deliverers. But you don't see very rarely do you see the real ones where they're holding a bit of cardboard with M6 written on it. Did you give this...
Gone?
Did you? Well, I think they've... it's illegal. Is it illegal, Kath?
I don't think it is.
I hitchhiked once from Reading to Farnham Common, which is kind of near Slough. I was like 18. I was drunk as a skunk, and it was the most terrifying. I got in this guy's car, right, and he's going, "Where do you live?" I said, "Slough." He said, "Whereabouts is Slough?" I said, "Actually, it's Farnham Common." He said, "Oh, where?" I said, "Oh." He said, "Yeah." He said, I said, "I live near. Whereabouts?" And I was like, "Oh." And he was telling me off for hitchhiking. I think, you don't pick me up. I spent the whole journey going along the, what is it, the M4? I guess it's the M4. The whole journey with my left hand on the seatbelt buckle, my right hand on the door handle, ready to clunk, boom, to do a little roll out. I thought if that hand had come near my, let's say leg, boy, oh boy, I would have been out like a shot.
I told you the other day about the half-naked man who was thumbing for a lift at 4 a.m. the other day.
Oh, beautiful.
What a chance. What could possibly go wrong there? I didn't pick him up.
Kelly's gutted. She missed that one. She'd have had some of that.
It was the half you are allowed to be half naked in public. It wasn't the bottom.
We can ask, because hitchhiking in the 70s was a fun way to meet partners and get murdered. The tradition doesn't seem to have been carried on, does it?
No, it's just gone now. I used to hitchhike when I was 18 to Hitchin and back every Friday and Saturday night, all the way there and all the way back.
Hitchin to Hitchin.
Luton to Hitchin.
And you get, people would stop and you get.
In those days, yeah.
Did you talk to the people that picked you up?
Well, of course, yeah, of course. I remember hitchhiking from Yarmouth back to Luton one time, and this actual guy picked me up, and he picked up 2 other people as well. He just wanted the company, and just used to strike up a conversation.
I'm
and
always suspicious of...
Ready to get out that door.
I'm always suspicious of people that want company. Makes me very uncomfortable. Chris, thank you very much indeed. 03459 455 555. Kiri's on the line. Morning, Kiri.
Morning, Ian. How are you?
Flipping out. I'm deaf now, love. What have you got for us?
I want you to clip me.
Do what?
I want to be clipped.
Clip that. Okay. Well, do you know what, Kiri? I'm going to say no.
Oh, that's not nice.
Well, no, not because out of narcissist, because your line is absolutely flipping awful. And we only have the highest... Turn your radio off.
Hang on. 1 second. Bear with.
No. Bear with.
There you go.
But what the hell were you doing? Why were you using like an app, a crap app that makes your phone calls worse? Is that what you were doing?
No, I was using my hands free.
All right, okay. Well, then let's give us a clip.
Well, I don't know what I want to say. You have to tell me.
There we go. Thanks very much. That's that sorted. Yeah, we'll have that. It's as simple as that. Is Justin there? It's as simple as that, Just, isn't it?
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. I do love Kiri. I think she's great fun.
Yeah, I know you do, mate.
Yeah.
If she thinks the same about you.
Yes.
Hey, classic bands.
Yeah.
Justin.
Yes, boss.
It's the happiest day in the year, according to scientists who we all know are full of joy about stuff.
Yes.
Full of joy.
Yeah.
They've come up with a formula that says today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic and we are all over the moon about it. Are people happy on the streets of Dunstable?
Well, I've taken it to the streets this morning, asking people what they're happy about. Some people are slightly confused about what they're happy about. Some people don't even know what they're happy about. Here's what happened on the streets of Dunstable this morning. It's the happiest day of the year. Are you feeling it?
Maybe.
Okay. You're a hard woman to please, I think. What makes you happy?
Don't know off the top of my head.
You don't know what makes you happy?
No, not off the top of my head.
Come on, there's got to be something that makes you happy.
My dog.
Your dog makes you happy. No worries. Okay, let's leave it there. Tell it the way it is, Mandy. What makes you happy? Come on.
Well, I go to the cake shop and have a cup of tea up there, just to get myself out for a few hours.
Cake and tea makes you happy. What about geezers? Do they make you happy?
No, geezers don't. No.
Geezers don't make you happy? No. You've been around the wrong geezers all your life.
Yeah.
Hey, Samuel, come on, let's do this for our listeners. Give us a quick, oh, happy day.
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 Samuel, you've got the vibe, haven't you?
Yeah.
Lovely helmet here. What's your name, sir?
Jeff.
Jeff, today's the happiest day of the year. Are you feeling it?
Nope.
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay.
No vibe with Jeffrey.
No vibe at all.
Jeffrey not happy at all.
Not happy. No, he's not happy. Some people are happy, but what I would say is before 9, if you get time, you've been talking about 50 Shades of Grey this morning, and the sequel coming out. And I found somebody on the streets this morning. I found a couple. This lady is 80 years old, and let's just say it was a strong conversation.
Hang on, have you got audio of this?
Before 9, if you so desire.
Mate, I desire your 50 Shades Award. Of course I do. How could I refuse such a thing?
It was just a little bit of a shock for her husband. Let's just say no more for the time being.
Are you gonna be reading the? I tell you what, because I know you're not a big reader. Not since you had all your books nicked. We're on to you. But there is the 50 Shades book has been rewritten from the perspective of the gentleman.
Brilliant.
Would you like me to do the audio book for you?
Oh, please.
I'm happy to read the audio book for you, but I'll alternate between me and Matt Lockwood.
Yeah.
And you can have us nibbling away in your ears.
But are you going to do it in the style of Cats Do Crazy Things on Channel 4?
Well, no, but I can do it in the style of Cats Make You Laugh Out Loud on Channel 5.
All right.
Would that be okay?
That'd be absolutely perfect for me, yeah. Yes, please.
All right, boss, speak to you in a little bit. So there's a picture of Kate Winslet looking a little bit different in the papers, but actually looks quite a lot like Kate Winslet. I don't understand this. Smoother, slimmer, and so scarily glam. Somehow you just don't look like yourself, Kate. Yeah, she does. It's a picture taken from a different angle. It's definitely Kate Winslet. It's Kate Winslet. Perhaps it was the figure-skimming black dress, or maybe the lighting was particularly flattering. Whatever Kate Winslet's secret, the 39-year-old... I'll be honest, I love Kate Winslet. I don't know if she can act or not, but she's, coy. Whatever Kate Winslet's secret, the 39-year-old actress oozed polished glamour when she appeared on the red carpet this week. Yet somehow she didn't look herself. In fact, her transformation for the New York premiere of her latest film raised a few eyebrows. Pourquoi? Où est l'eyebrow raise? Indeed, the controversy centred on her particularly arched right eyebrow, right, which some say is a sign of Botox treatment. Right? And,
She always has one up. That's one of her things.
Oh, yes, because I'm guessing... So she plucks it, is it?
Well,
yeah.
she's doing the thing that I wish I could do. I can't raise one eyebrow, just both, and I just look surprised.
Listen to this. This is such a mate. I mean, the Daily Mail, really. So we're blaming rap music for a young person's suicide, and now we're saying, yet when she appeared in public last autumn, just 9 months after giving birth to her third child, Bear, her face...
Of course it was Bear.
Her face and figure was fuller. So she's lost a little bit of weight.
What are they saying?
Earlier this year, Miss Winslet insisted she was in no hurry to shed her baby weight, saying, I so didn't want to be one of those, oh wow, she's back in shape. I just think, for flip's sake, that's impossible. But now she's been... what? I don't understand this story. So she's lost a bit of weight, and she may or may not have had buttocks. What's the... I don't get it. The Mail's really weird today, man. What's going on with that? Have we got any texters?
Yeah.
Go on.
Daz says, I'm grumpy because there are more roadworks springing up on the M1 again.
Good.
Makes me grumpy and angry. That's Daz the trucker.
Good.
And we've got one here from Evan Luton.
Everard!
Who says, my cat was sunbathing with one of the foxes that lives at the end of my garden yesterday.
Oh, really? I don't... When animals get... I feel bad for Benji Bunny because my cat has never... ever spoken to him. They just don't speak to each other, and it's a weird thing. The cat has got kind of more freedom than Benji Bunny, and walks past Benji, but they don't even look at each other or acknowledge each other.
Well, I mean, given
happy day.
Sorry?
Given Cat's relationship with Rabbit normally is a tin of I don't know, Mr. Whiskers, whatever it's called. Probably best they don't talk.
Let's not be having that, guys. That's outrageous.
She would. She'd look at him and see a rotisserie.
Well, but that's it. I'm surprised she's not pounced over there and tried to snaffle him because he's really busy humping the football.
Yeah.
So
she could easily take him.
She could easily. Supposing if they made love.
Oh no, a cabbit.
It could be, couldn't it?
Or a rat.
Yeah, exactly. I just wonder what would pop out. On that bombshell, 03459 455 555 is the phone number.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the A1 northbound, there's still a lane closed at Biggleswade South by the home base roundabout because of an overturned lorry, and it hit a lamppost, so the police are advising they will probably have to close the road later on for recovery, but it's still open at the moment with just the one lane closed where the lorry is overturned. In Redbourne on Dunstable Road, that's slow southbound between the M1 Junction 9 for the A5 and Harpenden Lane. That's a diversion route for the closure of Waterley Lane roadworks, so it's looking very busy. And the A5 High Street North in Dunstable is looking slow southbound between the Ashton Middle School and Church Street. In Aylesbury on Friarridge Road, it's looking busy too on the speed sensors between the Oxford Road roundabout and Walton Street roundabout. On the train departure board, though, there's no reports of any problems. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Sammy, what the hell's... What?
I don't know.
What's
I don't
that?
know what that is. Someone's trying to break in, I think.
Hang on, let's have a listen. Is it? Are you all right? Do you need us to
stopped.
call the police?
Is that...
Okay, cough once if you want me to call the police. So you can't even cough. Right, we're coming round. Flipping heck. That's terrifying.
Well, I don't know what I want to say.
No,
You have
nor
to
do
tell
I.
me.
You tell me. A man who was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday remains in custody. Hertfordshire police say a device which was destroyed in a controlled explosion was not viable. David Cameron will warn today that the extremist ideology of Islamic State is being quietly condoned in parts of some British Muslim communities. And an inquest will open this morning into the death of a man at Luton Police Station last weekend. Let's get the weather.
Beds, Hearts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hello, very good morning to you. We've still got some sunny spells, some brightness across the three counties, but I think into the afternoon it is going to turn a bit cloudier, so turning into a cloudier day, more cloud than sun this afternoon, but some brighter spells at times, yes, just a light northwesterly breeze and highs up to around 19 or even 20 degrees, 68 in Fahrenheit. Overnight tonight it's staying cloudy, quite mild, lows of around 12 or 13 degrees, and then into tomorrow we might just see a few showery outbreaks of rain just through the late part of the morning, first part of the afternoon, just edging in from the west. They'll be fairly hit and miss and very light in nature. That will lead to more brightness as we head through the afternoon. Quite a warm and a muggy feel to things, a lot of cloud around tomorrow. We may just see a few showers sparked off by the brightness into the afternoon, but again that's going to be very hit and miss, and I think most places will be dry through the afternoon at least. Just don't be too surprised to see a few spits and spots of rain at times. Sunday's going to feel a bit fresher, highs of around 19 or 20 degrees, and it should be bright and dry all day. That's the forecast.
Don't forget, we've now changed our phone number.
Hello, thanks for calling.
From now on, to get in touch and have your say, you'll have to dial 03459 455 555. So make sure you save it to your phone so you can chat to Iain, share your opinion on the big phone in.
I was scared. Well, I was robbed twice, once at gunpoint.
Chat to my experts or talk to any of our shows.
Hello, thanks for calling BBC Three Counties Radio.
So remember, from now on, you'll have to dial 03459 455 555 to stay in touch with all of us here at BBC Three Counties Radio.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
You have to tell me.
Yeah, that's right. I've been doing my own editing during that.
Yeah, that's right, Geese.
But not very well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time coming. This was like months ago. Yeah, let's stand up. Let's stand up. Months ago, we asked David Luton to come and see a soft adult film with us. He promised to come. He promised to pay us £10 for a T-shirt. He did not turn up. Since then, we've never been able to speak to him. He's never returned our calls. He's never come close to phoning us up. But now, would you please welcome back? It's only David Luton!
Good morning, boss.
Hey! Where the flipping hell have you been, you plum?
No, look, I've got to take my grandchildren, my daughter-in-law, to school.
Your daughter-in-law goes to school? How old is she?
No, I've got to pick a daughter-in-law up.
You've got to pick a daughter-in-law?
With the children to take them to school from Luton to Sundon Park every morning.
Right, and that takes 3 hours.
And I'm driving at 6:30 in the morning.
Right, and that takes 3 hours.
Yes.
3 hours to drive your kids your grandkids to school.
I have to get ready for myself, then get down into Luton, then wait for them, and then bring them all the way back to Sundon Park, sit there, wait for them to go in, then come home myself. Hello?
Say that again?
Hello?
No. You've got to be really quiet, otherwise it doesn't work. Yes.
Yeah. So what
Say
are
it
you
again?
beefing on about, pal?
Say it again?
What are you beefing on about?
One more?
What are you beefing on about? I've heard you on the radio in the mornings. Oh, here we go. Oh,
no.
God. No, so what are you beefing on about?
Clip that.
Clip that. Yeah. No. Hello?
Clip that.
Now, so you can't phone it. You used to phone us all the time, Dave.
No, I'm driving, mate, and I don't believe in driving and using a mobile ever.
I don't agree with it either. So you're constantly driving for 3 hours every day.
No, I'm going to my daughter-in-law's and sitting there having a cup of tea, waiting for the kids to get ready.
Do you still listen to the show?
Yes.
What did we talk about yesterday?
Well, a load of garbage, like usual.
Okay.
Love you, Kath. Love you, Kelly.
Yeah. What did we...
Justin.
Sorry?
Not that Justin.
Justin, he don't love you, mate.
Because
What's going
he
on?
insulted. Because he insulted as well.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you did, Justin.
I'm all
Yeah.
Dave. Listen, Dave. I've always been on your side. Okay, always.
No,
I've always
you
been there
have not.
for you.
No,
I have.
you have not. No, when the geezer there brought up about me not going to see, what was it, 60 Shades of Grey or something? Oh, dear, I'm talking to me bloody self again. Oh, Jesus God. Back to Nick Grimshaw. I've been on it. I've been talking to him as well.
Kyle, say hello to Dave.
Hello, Dave. I don't believe that Dave knows who Nick Grimshaw is, so I think that's a lie.
No, I talked to Nick Grimshaw.
Oh, what did you talk to Nick Grimshaw about?
About a month ago.
What did you ask him about?
Oh God, you asked me a question now. Oh, he come on with something crazy on the radio, and I just rang him up to say I didn't agree with him, and that was it.
Nick Grimshaw?
Yes.
On Radio 1?
Yes.
What date was that?
My God, what are you talking about? A month ago? I can't remember.
What did you say to... What possible beef could you have with Grimmy?
About 2 seconds. I was on there.
Okay, well, that's exciting. Kyle?
Yeah. I was just trying to get Dave to do requests.
Oh, yeah, go on then. Okay, Dave, you open for requests, Dave?
What requests?
Do you know what requests means?
Yes, go on.
What does it mean?
He's going to ask me something. He wants me to do something or say something or of that nature.
Okay, Kyle, what would you like Dave to do?
I'd like Dave to say mushy peas.
Mushy peas.
Can you say, I like the mushy peas?
I like the mushy peas.
Anything else, Kyle?
I can't think of anything.
Oh, hang on, I've got that one already.
I like the mushy peas.
Oh.
What about disgusting?
Go on then.
Disgusting.
Okay.
Hello?
What about oh dear, oh pray?
Dear, oh pray.
What about
what's going on there?
What about goodbye, slackers?
Goodbye, slackers.
There we go. That's that sorted. Excellent, son. I hope that feels like a dream come true for you too, Kyle.
Cheers. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. We all appreciate it, don't we, Just?
Oh, we certainly do. Hey, is he still there, by the way, Dave?
I hope not. Yeah, Dave. Oh, he still is.
Well, you've got a problem, pal.
I've got no problem. I've got a request.
No,
Dave.
not you. The other geezer.
Please,
no. Dave, can I have a request? Is that okay?
Yeah, go on then.
Can I have traumatised?
Traumatised.
That's made my weekend.
Okay.
Can you say it traumatised?
Traumatised. Yeah, okay, as I said that before. Okay, traumatised.
Thanks for calling, Dave. Bye. I mean, I don't know what's going on these days. Now, Justin, 50 Shades of Grey, the new book.
Yes.
The new book. Milking It? Is that the subtitle? I don't know. Could be. The new book came out at midnight last night. Is Dunstable hot and ready for it?
Well, this is fascinating because most women on the streets this morning are refusing to talk about it because they're saying, yes, I will be going out to buy it, but I'm not going to be talking about it on the radio. OK, fair enough. You want to keep that to yourself. I spoke to one lady around, 35 minutes ago, and the conversation shocked me. Here's what happened. Patricia. 50 Shades. You're a big fan, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I love the way your husband's laughing. Can I ask you a really cheeky question? How old are you?
80.
80 years old?
80, the 6th of August.
So what do you get from these books?
Oh, that's telling, isn't it?
Come on, let's be open about this.
Touch of excitement, I suppose.
Yeah. And you're the husband, so you must be enjoying the fact that your wife is reading these books.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know? Wow. Wow. Oh, my goodness me. So the sequel, I'm sure, was being labelled as the filthiest book of all time.
Really?
Will you be going out to get that?
I won't go and buy it, but I will read it if it's passed on to me from my daughter. Is that wrong of me?
No, not at all. You do as you please.
I'm human, aren't I?
You are, thank you. What great characters you are. Take care. Lovely to meet you.
Bye-bye then, bye.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
She is, gosh, blimey, you see?
So, yeah, husband didn't even know about it, and the books are handed down to her by her daughter. That lady is 80 years old, and it could lead on to something maybe next week, things that you hide from your partner.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Justin, what's in your show tomorrow?
The show tomorrow, I've not even thought about it yet. It's been a stressful week this week. A new building, everything's different. All I can say is it's 2 hours of great songs and great memories from midday tomorrow. Do not miss it. It could be a bumpy ride, but I'm sure it's going to be interesting.
The bumpiest rides are the best rides, Justin.
Yeah, I think so.
See you later. Have fun. Ta-ta. Let's. Have we got any texters?
Let's have a look. We've had a few.
Go on then.
Chris, by the way, Chris Stroke J, you send in text after text after text, and they're all kind of unreadable. But thanks very much for your time. The BBC have updated your website, and now your show won't stream direct from the site anymore or any Apple device unless you install the app. Why is that happening?
I don't know. We'll pass it on.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it won't be happening for very long.
We'll pass it on.
And Paul the Painter is boasting about his old phone. Texting from a very old 7-year-old Nokia phone, usual one, bust again. Old phones are much more reliable, don't you think? Just saying.
What are you beefing on about?
I've got no idea, Dave.
He likes it.
Okay.
Good to have Dave back, wasn't it?
Let's be honest, it was anticlimactic. It was anticlimactic, let's be honest. But Dave, listen, you know, you people not love, hate. That's it. No, people tolerate your input, David, and it will be great for you to call us some more, and we'll get some classic Davisms.
What are you beefing on about?
I honestly don't know.
I mean, it was Clip-alicious.
It was Clip-alicious. Oh, I've put them all in the wrong place. I'll have fun with that later on in my hotel room, trying to sort that out. Right, that's it. That's your lot. There'll be a new podcast up, I don't know, like midday or something, Kels? Is that when it goes up? Something like that.
Now,
yeah, something like that. For those who don't know about the podcast, you can go to the Three Counties website and you can find it there. You can go into iTunes and type in Iain Lee and it pops up. It's the best bits of the week. But we record kind of like bonus little bits as well, and it's a little bit naughtier than the show, I think would be fair to say. So you go into iTunes, you type in Iain Lee, and it pops up. And you can also leave nice reviews and comments and stuff. I mean, I'm not going to complain if that's what you choose to do. Far from it. I'll come round and shove fivers through your letterbox. How's about them apples?
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the A1, there's a lane closed northbound at the home base roundabout at Biggleswade South because a lorry's overturned, and there's just one lane closed so traffic can get past at the moment. It's not looking too bad on the speed sensors, but police are advising that they will have to close it later on for the recovery of the lorry and the lamppost that it hit. In Redbourne on Dunstable Road, it's really slow from the M1 towards Harpenden Lane, and that's because of it being the diversion route for the Watery Lane roadworks closure. And in Dunstable on the High Street, it's looking slow southbound. On the A4 at 4 Marlow Hill in High Wycombe, that's also looking busy into town, and in Watford on Chalk Hill, that's slow around Aldenham Road at the Bushy Arches. On the train, Southern are reporting 15-minute delays between Watford Junction and Clapham Junction. That's because a train's broken down. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much, Sammy. Right, that's it. That's your lot. Thank you to Catherine and Kelly this week, and Justin Dealey. We're getting there. We're kind of getting there, I think. You know, it's... Back on Monday at 6 o'clock. There's really only one thing we can say at the end of the show, isn't there?
Good boy, slackers.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Ian. Good morning. Welcome to the JVS show. I'm Jonathan Vernon Smith. It's Friday, it's 9 o'clock, and on today's Big Phone In... Would you like the full face veil banned in the UK? Concerns about security have been raised after a white man in a niqab with only his eyes showing was arrested in Watford yesterday, leading to the controlled explosion of a suspicious package in the town centre. Security concerns in Belgium. They compelled the government there to ban full facial coverings in many public places, whilst the Dutch government, they've banned it in areas where they deem it important to know someone's identity. France, meanwhile, has a total ban on full facial coverings, with the former president, Nicolas Sarkozy, famously declaring they oppress women and they have no place in France. Well, the most recent ban on the veil has come from Chad, where the government has banned people from wearing the full face veil following 2 suicide bomb attacks on Monday. Well, this morning on the Big Phone In, I'd like to hear your reaction to this. Would you like the full face veil banned here in the UK? Here's my telephone number for your call. It's 03459 455 555.
This is the JVS Show
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
I'll take your call in just a second, but first, let's get the latest BBC News. It's 9:01. Here's Simon Oxley.
The headlines: police say Watford device was not viable. Cameron to say some British Muslims condone Islamic State. And inquest opening this morning into Luton custody death.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
A man who was arrested during a security alert in Watford yesterday remains in custody. Hertfordshire police say a device which was destroyed in a controlled explosion was not viable. Watford Mayor Dorothy Thornhill has praised the response of the emergency services.
To me, it's a total relief to find that clearly somebody had some intention about what he was doing. But the fact that it was a non-viable device, and clearly, white guy in burqa, we can all kind of perhaps speculate about what his motives were. But it perhaps wasn't what we perhaps all thought at the beginning, which has to be a relief.
David Cameron will warn today that the extremist ideology of Islamic State is being quietly condoned in parts of some